everybody, and welcome to another episode of A State of Affairs. It's wonderful to see you all here today. I am not smiling because I was just laughing because we all learned about various pre-show rituals that all of us have to get into character. No, that would be uncouth of me. Anyway. It's lovely to see you all. If you are joining us for the first time, then we are here playing Good Society, which is a tabletop RPG inspired by Jane Austen's novels like Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Is that the whole title? Is there 3 senses in it?
Just 2.
No, just Sense and Sensibility. I just added a third one. You're welcome.
Sense and Sensibility.
And sensibility. Very sense. Much sense.
Sensibility and Sarsaparilla?
Yeah.
Directed
like
by
that.
M. Night Shyamalan. Sense and Senses.
The second Sense and Sensibility?
It's like Sense 8, but it was a very different vibe.
Totally.
Very, very different joke.
I don't know. We can
I mean, for now.
Here.
Yet.
So far.
Anyway, hello. We are on episode 3 of our lovely little miniseries, and this show is very much focused around drama and romance and scandal, as our characters are all trying to reach their secret inner desires, their hidden desires from each other, and achieve their greatest goals. You'll notice this game is a little bit different than others that you may have seen. There are no dice involved in this game. Instead, it's all done through a series of tokens basically being negotiated and exchanged for players to get their way for their characters or to do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do. But otherwise, it's also very narrative, very free-flowing, with some sort of structure around that to kind of give us the feel of being in an Austen novel. And I think that's pretty much everything about this show. You're watching Tablestory, of course, and if you would like to or are able to do so, you can support Tablestory over on Patreon, tablestory.tv/pledge, or you can also join the Discord. Last time, there was some just excellent people realizing certain things about certain moments in the show over in that Discord, which is tablestory.tv/discord. And oh gosh, it was really great, and I can't wait for people to figure out all those wonderful reveals. So thank you. And of course, you can also subscribe here over on the lovely Twitch and share out the glory of this show across the various social media. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here and for joining us. And with that, let's have each of our lovely players go around and say who they are, but more importantly, what their main character that they're playing and what their secondary character is. Because everyone plays 2 characters in this, except for myself, where I fill in with everyone else. So they all play a main character that's like the super important one, and then the other person that's really just there to literally make their other characters' lives harder. In most of the cases, I feel like that's what everybody has done with that character. So let us start with Bonsai.
Hello, everybody. I am Bonsai Baby. I play Charles Alexander Griffith V as my main character, who, of course, is stunning. And I also play Viscountess Victoria Ashby, who is a loving mother, very loving, loves her children so much. Trust me. Trust.
Yeah, but which one's your favorite?
I think that depends on who she's talking to. If she's talking to Cuthbert, then her favorite is Florence. If she's talking to Florence, then her favorite is Cuthbert. I feel like yeah.
Speaking
My
of that
favorite
trooper,
child.
who are you?
Oh, I am Trooper SJP, and streamer, and I am playing Lord Cuthbert Ashby, the second child of Victoria Ashby, who is currently been disinherited, which is super awkward, and he's been disinherited for no reason whatsoever. There are some skeptical looks from my sister. We will find out about that. And then I'm also playing, as well, Herr Heinrich Fischer, who is a best friend of Edward from Prussia. Edward's not from Prussia. He was living in Prussia. I am from Prussia, and we are friends because Edward was there, and I'm here to help him with his problems with his she-devil. That has to do with his father, and the woman that his father's run away with. It's terrible. That's me.
Speaking of Cuthbert's siblings, Lexi.
That's me. What a joy it is to play your sibling. Can I just say that, Trooper, for sure. Hi, I'm Lizzie Games. I play Lady Florence Ashby. Very single, very well-bred, 23-year-old woman, practically dead. And I also
really old.
play Mildred Walker, who is the local gossip who... I don't know. I'm just going to say it. She might be my favorite. I love her so much. I'd die for her. She's the worst. She's great.
Or the best.
She's the best because she's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite kind of worst best. And finally, Murgles.
Hello. Hi, I'm Murgles. I am playing Edward Pembroke for you this evening. That's my main character. And my secondary character, we have yet to meet her, but her name is Henrietta Walsh, and she is governess to our dearest Lady Ashby. So, yeah, it's nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, and I am Random Tuesday. I am our facilitator for this game. Let's do a quick little summary of some of the key events that I think we've had so far. Some discoveries that we've had is that we know that Cuthbert was disinherited, and he essentially came to an agreement with his mother that if he made sure his sister got married to, say, someone respectable like Charles Griffiths, then he would be re-inherited because, you know, the mother no longer had to worry about Florence. So that's been a large sort of overarching plot. We also know that Charles, due to some misplaced letters, has paid for the circus, specifically the Savannah players, to come to town and to put on a performance at the estate of the Ashbys, at the Ashby estate. But we, have since found out that the one of the people involved in the circus, I think the person running the circus, is in fact Richard Pembroke, Edward Pembroke's father, who ran away with the she-devil, and is a large cause for the reason why the Pembroke name has been dragged through the mud.
I mean, it was very scandalous.
Last time, it was very scandalous. Last time there was a hunt. It went well and also not well simultaneously for most of the parties involved. Cuthbert nearly got murdered by a boar. Edward saved him from the boar, and then Charles took credit for finishing the boar off. And really, there's a lot of tension, and everyone's kind of upset. Did I cover everything? We think we missed any key details? No? Excellent. Well, then let us begin today's first novel chapter. Today's novel chapter will start at the Pembroke estate, and perhaps Edward, if this makes sense to you, you've been out upon one of your many constitutionals, wandering through the heaths, absorbing the British countryside, the fresh air, rejuvenating yourself.
Yes.
Carrying yourself, which is good, because as you return to the Pembroke estate, as you get closer upon your walk, you sort of hear sounds. There's much more life, much more stuff happening as you get closer, and it becomes apparent that there are many individuals out there. There's some horses and carriages and carts. There's lots of people milling about and moving boxes and unpacking things, and you sort of hear the sounds drifting upon the wind towards you that sound distinctly like American accents. And you look, and none of these people, these do not seem like the lady and gentlemanly sort. They seem like working folk, like the sort of folk that would be engaging in some sort of, work, not people of leisure, as you approach the estate.
What is this?
No one seems to pay any attention to you. They all just like, excuse me, I gotta move this box here. And there's, like two people like hauling a piano. Someone has an elephant.
What?
Yes, they have an elephant.
My word.
It's like, excuse me, elephant coming through.
Oh, yes, indeed. Okay. Excuse me, thank you very much. And I run into the house to find my groundskeeper.
As you run into the house, you call out for Gregory, and I think he probably meets you pretty quickly, and he's like,
Gregory, What is happening?
Mr. Pembroke, they are just arrived. There's a bloody swarm.
Did we
there's a
know they
swarm of
were
them.
arriving?
Well, I think
were we-
you got a letter saying something, right? From your father. Oh.
No, I certainly did not, Gregory. Do you still have that letter? Could I perhaps peruse
got
it?
I don't
Did I?
remember if you read it or you didn't read it. It's an interesting question. I know it was written. I know your father wrote, or someone wrote a letter saying that they were going to be staying at the estate and to prepare the estate, but I don't remember
Okay.
if you saw it or not.
I
it might have
think
been
what I
wailing.
did was, throw it immediately into the fire and then finish a large drink,
That's fair.
if I remember correctly. So the memory is coming back to me because the rest of that night was it's a little bit foggy.
I don't have the letter. I assume
Okay, yes,
read
of
it.
course. Of course, I'm so sorry.
There's not
I
a lot of
will
staff here.
need-
It's basically me and then like points over. How many? You have like what? 3 staff maybe?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yes, of course. I will look into that. Thank you very much.
Are you headed?
Could you describe what Gregory looks like? Because I feel like the audience has not heard
Ewan
what he looks like
McGregor.
recently.
Gregory is rugged and handsome. He's always got just like a soft sheen of sweat on him. His shirt, for whatever reason, is for some reason always just like a little bit unbuttoned because he's been working. He's strong and broad-shouldered. He looks like he could carry you across a threshold.
Oh,
He's a very
threshold.
handsome Scotsman. Yeah, I know, right? Reddish hair, very handsome. Much swoon.
Okay, Gregory, I will,
Before
sorry,
you
what?
go into your study, sir,
yes.
your father's here.
I'm sorry, what?
He turns out he was leading the group. He's back. He's in the study. I suppose it's technically his study still.
Yeah, okay. Let's, thank you, thank you very much, Gregory. Thank you. I
Best of
just
luck.
walk
I'll
away.
make sure the elephant doesn't take out the gazebo. You just-
Yes. Best do that. Yes. Okay. I steel myself and know that I must just pull it together. And I head towards my study to confront my father. I open the door.
knock on the door. Okay. As you
No,
open the
I'm
door,
not
what does
knocking.
your father look like?
He is scarcely a little bit taller than me. Gray. He's got like big, strong gray mutton chops, and he's on the thinner side. He has a very like jovial face. And he has like a very like party-esque energy, like you see him and you're like, "Pff, this is gonna be bad." Yeah.
Little Cuthbert vibe almost, but
Yeah, almost, yeah. But not good.
yeah, so a Cuthbert vibe.
And I'm much younger than he is, I say.
Yes, okay.
Vibe,
Well,
vibe, yeah. So as you open the door to your office, we see the study or the room. There's books and it's arranged. There's your desk, and seated in your chair is your father. He has already taken the bottle of port and poured himself a glass, and he's not
naturally.
If the energy was like, he has the energy of someone who's like leaning back in a chair with the feet on the table, but he's not technically doing that. But he's very clearly just like looking through the papers and everything that you have on the desk without any care for the fact that it's not his correspondence. Just sips it, looks up. I don't need anything right now, Gregory. Thank you, though.
Father,
Prop and realty.
I see you are enjoying the
Edward.
comfort of my study.
Your study?
Yes. You know, the study that you left to me when you left permanently. The one that you abandoned when you sailed away across America.
You're
That
using
heinous
some
country.
awfully harsh words there, dearest.
Harsh. Oh, I do believe I'm just speaking the truth, dear Papa. Can you
Now,
tell me...
Edward, you didn't expect I would be gone forever, did you?
Oh, well, I'd rather hope so. I did hope it. Alas, here we are. Actually, you know what? I will take some of that port. Could you pour me a glass?
Oh, of course. He pours you a smaller glass than his and places it across the table from him.
Thank you very much. I don't touch it.
Lovely to see you again.
Yes. Father, do you know how long you'll be in town this time?
Well, it depends. You know, Mayford isn't exactly prime territory for the Savannah players, but it is nice being back at the estate. I will say, this place could use a bit of an upkeep, though. Is that a leak in the ceiling? Gregory hasn't been doing a good job, it seems.
Yes, well, Gregory does the best he can with what we have to give him, which is not very much since you took everything else. If you would very much like to
I would have
enjoy your
assumed you
time
would have
here...
done a better job managing the estate in my absence, you know.
Huh. Yes. Well, please do let me know when you plan on gracing us with your exit once more. I will be elsewhere. Enjoy the port. And I leave the room.
It's quite good.
My hands are white.
True.
With
Trooper, are
just-
you wanting to use a monologue token by any chance? We lost him.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs?
SpaghettiOs. Okay. Trooper has posted it in the Zoom chat. He would like to use a monologue token, I assume,
Okay.
on Edward.
Okay.
Monologue token, please. That's all I wanted to say. I was like,
Right.
oh, I lost my audio, but I must monologue token or I'll die.
I am walking through the hall. My knuckles are white as I'm holding my fists as tight as possible. He dares to come back here. The worst part was that it was nice to see his face. I hate him. He will undo everything I've done. All the work. To have the life I want. He will continually dash my dreams. And I will still love him. How dare he? How dare he make me love him? And take everything away, always. No, I will never let this happen to me again. I will steel myself. I am cold. I am ice. I will get through this weekend. And I will still be there at the end. And he will not, because that's what he does. He leaves. But I do not. That's his.
Oh, wow! Just an Oscar right there. Oh my gosh. Now I feel bad for being such a terrible character. Thanks. So with that moment, does Edward go anywhere? Does he do anything in particular?
I would like to leave the estate, sort of bash my way through all of the crowd, get my horse, and just ride away from the estate. I think I would like to ride to Lady Ashby's estate and just sit out there.
Sort of watch in the quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was that scene. Let me just check that one off my list. Is there any scenes that anyone else had? We know we have a couple of things to do, including like a 1 a.m. meeting between Heinrich and a certain C that we don't necessarily know who that is. I have a couple
I would
of
like
other
that
ideas.
I have a scene that's a little bit after that. Like, not the scene itself, but the aftermath of that scene is what I would like to do.
Okay.
I think it'll be when Edward is making his way, is riding over towards the Ashby estate, is when I think it'll happen. In the process.
Okay. Is this Heinrich or is this?
Yes.
Where do you want to head to, Heinrich?
No, I want Charles to come upon me.
Well, I believe you had a 1 a.m. meeting sort of scheduled.
Yes, but this is what happens after the 1 a.m. meeting. It's a mystery.
You don't want us to reveal the 1 a.m. meeting?
Yes. But I want you to see what happens after the 1 a.m. meeting.
Okay. So we're not going to see the 1 a.m. meeting is what I'm hearing. Okay.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Is the other party of that potential meeting okay with it? Have the two of you talked?
Maybe.
Okay. All right, take it away.
Maybe we have. Perhaps.
All right, take it away.
What I would imagine is that Edward is riding towards the Ashby estate, and when, like, you know, the outskirts of the little village part where the pub is, and it's probably still early because I imagine all this madness is happening early because I know that Edward likes to walk early in the day and the heat and all of that business. Edward would see Heinrich on the ground outside of the village, laying on the ground, pale and still, with his hat over his chest, like so.
Heinrich?
Oh, shit.
Heinrich? I run over. Heinrich! Good man, come, wake up!
And his hand falls when you see a gunshot wound. And Heinrich, who is breathing so shallowly, so pale, so much blood loss, who clearly has dragged himself away from some sort of strange meeting place at 1 a.m, says, Griffiths. Griffiths. And he passes out, only able to keep himself awake until he can find you. He's not dead, but he is so close to death, so injured, so pale.
I need a doctor!
As someone stumbles out of the pub, what are you yelling about?
I need a doctor. This man's been shot. My friend has been shot.
Well, we don't have any form of instant communication. And then they like, stable boy, get to the doctor. I don't know. I feel like we might need to spend a resolve token here for Heinrich to survive.
But wouldn't you need to spend a resolve token for him to die?
Yeah, that's true. He probably would die. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so you were there holding him for a while, because we see like the stable boy get up, take the horse, ride into town, come back with the doctor. So you have a little bit of time while Heinrich's there in your arms.
Heinrich, stay with me. Stay. Hello.
Edward.
Yes. What happened?
There's a plot afoot.
A plot?
Yes.
Kind of a plot.
It was dark. And I reach and I pull out a letter and I hand it to you. A letter addressed to me, Heinrich, saying that I should meet the mysterious sea at 1 a.m. behind the tavern.
Why did you go, Heinrich? My hands are covered with your blood while I'm holding this letter.
To protect you. I had
Protect
to-
me. You
From-
stubborn fool. You idiot. God, I would kill you right now if you weren't already dying.
It's just a flesh wound. Listen.
Don't worry, a doctor is on its way. Listen, you cannot die tonight. My father's here. This would be a very bad day for me if you also died. It would be very traumatic. I think it would very dark turn in my life. Okay, I need you to stay with me. All right?
I reach out and I grab your collar quite dramatically, and I pull you in close, barely able to speak, above a whisper, and I say, I promised you I would be there to protect you from the she-devil. I will not break my promise. I am a gentleman.
Heinrich, the she-devil means nothing compared to your life. Oh, God.
Remember, the Griffiths. The Griffiths.
See, Griffiths? Charles.
Griffiths. I believe in you, but beware. And I pass out from blood loss. I've only been able to stay conscious to give you this warning.
Oh my gosh.
And you're there for an uncomfortably long time before the stable boy returns with the doctor. And just, oh my goodness, it's so awful. And they will, I don't know, were there ambulances? When were ambulances invented?
They would probably have ambulance carriages, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess
Just
we
an
need the
ambulance
carriage.
Just a dude sitting on top going, wee-oo, wee-oo.
I feel like there's like a whole thing because the doctor arrives and they're, oh, well, we definitely need the ambulance. And then the stable boy has to go and get the ambulance.
Well, they did
Comes
surgery
back.
then. They were doing
It's true.
surgeries.
It's true.
So,
Yeah.
And
So
there were
sometimes they were
eventually,
dentists.
Heinrich will be taken back to Mayford to the surgeon probably, and well, we'll see when he wakes up again, or when he's back with us.
If he survives.
Well, I feel like that's up to you.
Well,
I guess
I mean-
unless I give you a resolve token to kill him.
Yeah, I feel like that would have to be a result, but we have to make it dramatic. Who knows? Will he survive? The drama.
So much drama. Okay, so we see the aftermath of this mysterious 1 a.m. meeting. Edward, you
don't know
didn't
what
make
happened.
it. You didn't make it to the estate, to the Ashby estate. Do you continue there, or do you go somewhere now that you're covered in Heinrich's blood?
well, this is I really don't want to go home, is what I'm feeling, frankly. But, I am covered in my friend's blood.
There's an estate right by you. There's an estate real close.
I
You're
know.
close to the Ashbys.
I think maybe I will. I honestly, I'm shaken.
Yeah.
And there's kind of only one thing that I can think of that might ease my anxieties and a little bit of trauma here. So I think I will head to the Ashby estate. Yeah,
Okay.
I will head that way.
Do you present yourself there, or do you are you going there with the intention of not being noticed?
Okay, I want to go there. I want to go and announce myself. I want to ask for help. But I think Edward, at this point, would choose to not. So he's probably still going to just stand and stare at the estate for a while and then head back.
This
Just
is
covered
my
in
favorite.
blood.
Resolve
yeah.
token? I would like to spend a resolve token, if you please.
To do
Yes.
what? What are you
Well,
offering? What do you want?
I feel like I feel like, okay, so Edward Pembroke has a negative reputation tag for being
does.
impulsive.
He does.
Yes.
I feel like that negative reputation tag, if you would accept, means that even though your impulsiveness means that you must seek out our Florence. That perhaps you don't announce yourself through the front door, but perhaps
Yeah.
you slip in through the back or aside one of the many other not front door parts of this large estate to see her. I feel like perhaps your impulsiveness might press you to do that.
So
In
if you
your
accept
shaken
this
state.
resolve token, you get the resolve token, and you lose in the impulsive tag.
I lose the impulsive tag. Okay. I believe I'll take that. However, I
some
think he
conditions?
would be. Yes, I do. I think he would be. If we're gonna go full impulsive, he shows up at the front door and asks for assistance.
Like,
I take it.
Yeah, he just like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so lose the impulsive tag, gain a resolve
Awesome.
token,
Okay.
and you arrive at the front door. Who I feel like the William, as we sort of
Yes.
established, the servant. He opens the front door. Just like, oh goodness, Mr. Pembroke.
I'm
But I
very
kind
sorry.
of want to know, is anyone else there? Like, Florence, are you about? Like, do you?
What
Or
time
Cuthbert.
of day is it?
I think early morning-ish. Yeah.
Early morning.
Okay, so I'm probably like in like our like sitting drawing room, like
Oh yeah.
properly suited up, just doing some like casual embroidery, very very well kept, just like sitting
You
there.
and your mother is Miss is
I don't know, is she
Viscountess
actually
Ashby?
sick or not?
What's the rumor?
Oh, she's asleep. Okay. She's asleep. Somewhere.
In bed,
In the-
she's feeling
she's in bed.
poorly.
She's still in bed. So you all hear and Cuthbert, if you're there, you can definitely Florence, you can hear the exclamation of like, goodness, well, come in, you look, can I get you a clean change of clothing?
I'm very sorry. I'm
sure something
shaking.
of Cuthbert's would fit you.
Yes,
come
I'm
in,
shaking
and
like
we'll bring you.
Thank you.
I hear
And I
my
think-
name, so I have to step out. Oh, I say, what is going... Edward?
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. My friend was shot.
What?
What?
It's his. It's my good friend.
Come. We need to get you a snifter. And he brings
Oh,
you into the drawing room, perhaps unintentionally the same drawing room
Yes.
that Florence is in. Oh goodness, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't realize you were in.
I'm so sorry.
Edward, what happened?
Yes.
Are you hurt? Edward, what's wrong?
I'm all right. It was Heinrich. Someone shot him.
Shot you.
No, someone shot him. Someone shot him. He came.
Shot Heinrich.
He came to help me, and someone shot him. And
Was it some
He
sort of
only
hunting accident?
no, it was behind an alleyway. I believe. I have reason to believe. I think I know who it was. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't go home. My father's there, and I'm covered in blood. And
Oh no.
really, I just wanted to see you.
Edward?
I'm sorry. I might
No.
need help.
You're welcome here in this estate, of course. Florence, will you look after him as I go and find him? Let me find something. I have a sense of his measure. I'm sure I have clothing that would fit you. Please.
Thank you.
William.
Yeah, William, up your end there, and he goes to get tea and something else from the kitchen, leaving the Edward and Florence.
Does Ashby have a bell that she's ringing?
Yes.
She's like,
She has.
she's like, I assume Viscountess Ashby is just the evil stepmother from Cinderella.
Yes.
William.
But stupider. I feel like
Stupider, and also probably still has the evil cat.
yeah.
Yes. I'm going to go off upstairs to find sets of clothing that will fit our Edward, leaving conveniently Edward and Florence alone.
Yeah, I would also like to offer you a resolve token, Trooper.
Uh-oh.
That the clothing that you find for Edward is just very distinctly Cuthbert's clothing. That like someone like Gregory would probably super recognize the clothing.
I see what you're putting down, and I take that resolve token. I take it. I do. I take it full of drama.
I just want to,
Yeah, for no reason.
take that opportunity.
Just cash. Yeah.
Super cash.
Stir the pot. Stir it. I will find some, because of course, Cuthbert's clothing is very distinctive. Like, if everyone's wearing like dressing down, or they're getting their sort of like a Beau Brummel. Oh no, I've got a really nice bright purple paisley vest, and that is very distinctive.
Like
and I have like
pastel pink, like little necktie.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's all very tasteful, but very distinctive.
Very distinctive.
Gaudy.
It has like your anagram right on the corner right here.
Yes, it does. It has my anagram.
It's owned by
It's like your hands keep hanging
property of. There's just a red lipstick for some reason on the collar,
And no one knows why.
but red mustache right above it.
Yes, like a little- Nobody knows why. Nobody knows why.
Nobody knows, you're right. Absolutely nobody knows, Cuthbert.
I'm also going to take a little bit of time to make sure to work with the staff to draw a bath, a hot bath for Edward.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that.
It'll be like one of those, like, you know, one of those
In
like
general. Just
claw
me as a
foot-
person.
like the
Just,
clawfoot tub that you've got. We basically have to heat up the water.
Water next
Yeah,
to it.
bring it
Yes, so that we can.
Nice
Yeah,
towel.
There's a fire underneath it. Very safe.
it's super safe. Candles everywhere. Also gauze and candles everywhere. There was no
This is an
OSHA back then.
80s. This is an 80s
Rose
music
petals
video.
for some reason.
And Bonnie Tyler's involved.
this is
We don't
Bonnie
know
Tyler.
why. That is correct. This is Bonnie Tyler just in.
The ghost
So
walks in.
meanwhile-
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Meanwhile, in the drawing room, Florence, Edward, you've been left alone. Briefly. Someone's gonna fetch tea and, but you have a few moments just to yourselves.
What happened? You found him? Just on
Yes,
the ground,
I found-
Edward.
Yes, he had a bullet wound, a gunshot wound, and he told me, Florence, you can't tell anyone, not yet, but I have reason to believe that it was Charles.
You think Charles shot Heinrich?
He said Griffiths. His last
That
words
you
to
could
me
aim
were
well enough
Griffiths.
to do such a thing.
You know what, now that you mention it, I'm not so sure, but he did say Griffiths C.
Does Griffith have any relatives or a brother? He has so many
Surely.
brothers.
It's true.
Doesn't he have like
But
8 brothers?
Does he have a brothers with a... Yes, but... Is he the only Charles, the only C name?
I'll have to ask my mother.
Please do.
And the blood. And she just like reaches out and like touches the clothing where the blood is, but very quickly, but like too quickly. And she's like, oh.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I look an absolute dreadful mess. I should have given you the shock and horror of your life. I'm so sorry.
You just look practically dead, Edward. You gave me a start. I thought somebody had stabbed you or another boar. There's so many boar here.
Yes, that is true.
I hope you should stay here, shouldn't you, Edward? You shouldn't go back home with your father and the elephants.
I couldn't impose. I honestly couldn't impose. Your
Impose on
kindness
our
already
giant
has
estate,
been...
Please, Edward, we have so many people here to assist you. If you want to stay here instead of at home with your family.
You mentioned my family, and now I'm thinking about it. Yes, I will keep it under consideration. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm sure Cuthbert could help you find a room if you need it. We have, I think, 20 to spare, so you should be fine.
Okay.
Could
Yes,
I?
thank you.
Tea? Yes, thank you for the tea. Would you, tea?
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I wasn't.
Sorry. Here's the tea. I do pours it out for you.
Thank you.
I'm just covered in blood, drinking tea calmly in a drawing room.
Yeah.
And there's just mysterious servants. Mysterious servants who come in with tea and leave. No one really pays attention to them, but they're there.
Ghost, actually.
I refuse.
In my hands and.
I refuse to sit down, however. I'm still standing awkwardly in the middle of the room because I don't want to touch anything with the blood I currently have on me.
Edward,
I'm very cognizant.
Really, it means nothing to us.
Rattling
Please sit down, Edward.
No, I absolutely couldn't.
Pass out. Don't lock your legs, Edward.
Oh, I won't pass out. Don't worry. I have tea now, so, I'm fine. I'm alive, and it's all good, but I'm very worried
Please stop me
about...
from passing out. I should have. I'll take a. Could I have some of that tea, please? Thank you.
Are you feeling quite well?
Oh no, I'm
Ashby?
fine. Thank you. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Okay. So Charles
Yes.
Heinrich, and you know what? I think I am going to sit down.
Okay. Yes, oh gosh, I'm very sorry. This is quite a nightmare. I really don't know why I came here. Oh no.
What? Do you need to sit down, Edward?
I think I might.
Okay.
And I gently, very awkwardly, gently, look around and make sure there's no blood under my butt. And I very awkwardly place myself edged to the edge of the seat. Just... You're looking very beautiful today.
Oh.
Sorry, that's highly inappropriate for me to say after being covered in blood. Oh, God.
I don't know if anything you could say after being covered in blood would be appropriate, Edward. I think it's all right. I don't know.
I saw my father today. My father's at the estate.
Edward.
He was sitting in my chair.
In your chair?
Yes. He said it was his.
What?
Everything is for naught. I believe everything is for naught.
How do we get him to leave as quickly as possible?
Just find another 19-year-old lady who's got nice legs and throw her in the way, and he'll go as fast as quick. No, I'm sorry. Yes, and it was very unfair.
Decent.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, no. Mildred's too in love with Charles, but we could call her over. Just great legs, Mildred.
I actually believe that would be perfect. She would keep him reined in so quickly.
Well, she's
actually
quite a fast talker too, very distracted.
You know what? I think you have a very good idea here.
Shall I write to Mildred? Send her over? We can't send Mildred over alone to your estate. You're not even
No,
there.
you know what? I changed my mind. We want him to leave. We don't want him to stay. If he stays here for Mildred, he will take the estate back, and my name will be ruined forever and ever and ever, and I can't even have a chance to make it better for, things. So, we shall let them do what they do, and then they can be on their way. God willing.
Yes. Perfect. What if, Edward, we forge a letter from America for your father?
I love this idea.
Savannah show of the Americas. What are they called again, Edward?
The Americas? Or the Savannah Players? The Savannah Players. Yes. I believe that is ingenious. And are you good with imitating handwriting?
Well, I did take many lessons, and I've studied my handwriting can be particular, but I was always pretty good at imitating Cuthbert's handwriting when we were younger.
Oh.
But do Americans write like us?
I have no idea.
Do they write like sort of silly and slow, like...
Like the accents, perhaps.
Yeah. Yes. I'll have to do some research, Edward.
Yes. Okay. I support this. Let's work on this. Come back to it at a later date. Yes. And then hopefully
Workshop
we can get them going. Yeah, we can workshop it.
An excellent idea. Perfect. It's a very opportune time for Cuthbert to come back into the room with some beautiful cloth.
Yes. I mean, I think meanwhile, Lady Victoria Ashby, she certainly called William in. Was there something in particular you wanted?
William, what is the noise outside? Are we being robbed?
Oh, ma'am, milady. No, the young Mr. Pembroke arrived here covered in blood. I suppose there had been some sort of altercation behind, the pig and pauper. No, his friend was shot, so Cuthbert is arranging for him to have a bath and replace his clothing, and we're giving him tea now to solve all of his nerves.
What is going on? This is such a late hour. I must come.
Well, it's very early, ma'am. Sorry.
Oh.
I know you've been sleeping in quite a bit.
I just...
shall I get your tonic? And he goes over to your bedside and pours the sort of sickly syrup into the cup, the small little medicine cup, and passes it over to you.
Thank you, William.
Are you feeling quite well? I won't bother them with you. They'll tell them you're asleep or something.
Of course I am fine, William. This is just seasonal. There's nothing to worry about in any case. Have you seen any letters for me lately?
I believe they've all been delivered.
Nothing new of any sort.
Not yet. That phase hasn't happened yet. We have to get through a few other things first. Before we get to the letter writing.
Yes. I just...
My
children are taking care of it, and you...
Pressure you, but should I call for the doctor?
No.
Again?
No, of course not.
I know you just saw them recently, but even if it is seasonal...
No, it is fine. I just need to wait until matters settle themselves.
I do, and I think he leans in at this point. Not to alarm you, but has the young lady Florence, has she met Mr. Pembroke before?
Is her governess not with her?
Oh, they're not alone right now. No. But have they met before? They seemed familiar with each other. Perhaps I am reading into something that is not there.
I think you must tend to Mr. Edward and make sure he leaves as soon as possible.
Oh, certainly. The circus is in town, so...
William.
Yes.
Go.
Of course. He skitters out. Meanwhile, Cuthbert.
I arrive, I sweep down, and I'm not carrying clothing that one would wear outside. I'm carrying a really thick, heavy dressing gown and a towel. And I say, Edward,
yes.
This is a fine and imported dressing gown. Also a towel. Upstairs in my room, and let me tell you exactly how you get there. You have to go into the east wing, which is east, of course, to the third floor of the east wing. That whole floor is really mine, but there are about, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms there. I don't use them all. But the far one on the far right is my bedroom. So the one across from that on the far left is a different bedroom, and I've set up. The bath has been moved into that room. Also, we've set up. We've heated up water with wood, coal. It's all excellent. There is hot water in that bath for you, and this is the dressing gown for you to use. I've also laid out on the bed over on that space a whole new change of clothes. And dearest Edward, I must say, you will do me dishonor if you do not stay at our estate. For at least tonight.
I was saying the exact same thing. How could he possibly go home right now?
Oh, no, he couldn't. Oh, he couldn't.
I mean, if it wouldn't impose upon you, and if it wouldn't be indecent in any way.
I haven't been imposed upon in years. Have you, Cuthbert?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, it would be fairly indecent if we let you leave.
It's true.
My dearest thanks. Thank you. Yes, okay, I will be on my way to that bath now.
Edward, before you go...
Yes.
I'm so sorry that your friend has been viciously attacked by highwaymen, or whatever brigands must have done it. This sort of thing is not done in Mayford. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I should take a bath and have a quick change, and then perhaps I will go and see if I can find him, if that's all right. Find him at the hospital or whatever.
It's probably at old Doc Briggs's place. The doctor is a good friend of the family, visits all the time.
Oh, good to hear.
We have some influence. We can make sure he has the best of care.
Would you do that for me?
Of course.
And my friend?
Of course.
My goodness, I do not know what I've done to deserve your kindness.
Well, besides saving my life, well, that's really a lot of it, actually. Also, Florence, don't listen.
Oh, shall I? Would you like
No,
me
just don't listen.
Oh, okay. She's just gonna turn around and cover her ears, but look backwards every few seconds.
Edward, the people of Mayford can be, well, pardon my language, but an ass. And I think they've mistreated you quite terribly. And I understand being mistreated, so, well, I will do what I can. And if Dr. Briggs won't give you the care that your friend needs because, well, this town can be what it is, this village of gossips and whatnot, I'll make sure that you get the care that you deserve. And don't worry, I may not have inherited, but my name still carries something. I don't know what, but something. I'll make sure your friend gets care.
Oh, my thank you so much. Lord Cuthbert, you are ever so kind, and I really appreciate it. All right. My deepest gratitude to you.
Of course.
I will leave you to your day. You don't need to see me for the rest of the day. I'll go take a bath, and yes, okay. Thank you so much.
Of course. Florence.
Am I allowed to listen now?
Yes, you're allowed to listen now. I did want to speak with you about something. Do you have a moment? You have been avoiding me.
Oh, of course I haven't been avoiding you, Cuthbert. The house is just so large. I think we must have just been missing each other. Yes, of course. Edward, have a nice bath, and as soon as he leaves, I will sit down to talk to Cuthbert.
It is a quite large space. I do think we have a few things to discuss.
I'm just gonna pick up my needlepoint and continue at it while you talk, so that I'm more focused on the needlepoint, but I glance over at you like, yes, I'm listening.
Florence, we have some serious business to discuss. And I'm afraid, well, you are sitting down, so it should be all right. And I think I should be sitting down as well. And so I do. Florence, there are a number of things we have to discuss, and I think we should put some things on the table. First off.
Oh, all right, Cuthbert.
You are a year older than I, and you're not married or engaged. This is not the crux of the conversation. We've had this conversation before. Look, you definitely need to get married, and to someone acceptable. That is just the way of the world. Must be done. But this is not really what I'm here to talk about.
So what are you here to talk about, Cuthbert?
I'm here to talk about a letter.
A letter?
Yes, indeed. Dearest sister, I know that we've always had a bit of a, shall we say, sibling rivalry. All in good fun, of course.
Oh, of course. Good fun. Great fun. I have so much fun in this house.
Yes. And various times in school. Well, nonetheless, we won't rehash what it was like when I was 15 and you were 16 and all of that. But I have great concerns. Something, well, Florence, you do need to get married, and Charles is the greatest match in this stupid village, but I think...
Cuthbert.
I think you shan't marry him.
Cuthbert, why not?
Because of this letter that I've received.
You received a letter from
From Charles?
Yes, but it wasn't directed towards me. I'm afraid if I let you see this letter, it'd be far too scandalous. It might distress your constitution.
I'll do you one better. You trade me that letter, and I'll trade you a valuable piece of information.
All right, then.
But you have to keep your famously loud mouth shut, Cuthbert. I know it's childish, Cuthbert, and we haven't done it since we were about 14, but you have to pinky promise.
Pinky promise?
Pinky promise. I said pinky promise.
That is very serious. Florence.
It's very serious, Cuthbert. Otherwise, I wouldn't propose. But just put your pinky up, Cuthbert.
All right, yes. All right, pinky promise.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, pinky inky D. I promise to you and to thee and to me.
I'd almost forgotten the rhyme. It's so beautiful, I forgot.
Yes. Listen.
Okay, I could bet I'm so flustered from Edward and the blood. Could you shut the doors and read me the letter, Cuthbert?
Yes. I shut the door. I drink some tea. This letter was supposed to go to Mama. But it was delivered to me by mistake. Because William, I hate to say this, does not have the best eyesight and does not always deliver letters properly. But I'm so fortunate, as I think are you, that he delivered this letter wrongly. It's unfolded. It's from Charles to our mother, saying, well, that there's something wrong with our finances. It seems as if that he's given her some sort of loan for some sort of agreement, some sort of suspicious and perhaps nefarious agreement.
With Charles?
Yes.
The incompetent Charles!
Well, perhaps more confident than lets on. Perhaps that's sort of some sort of an act. But in some way, our mother and Charles are in cahoots. And she's keeping something quiet in order to keep getting money from him. So, my dearest Florence, where's our money?
Wait, you're telling me Charles is it a hush money?
Perhaps, yes. I say. I don't know what this means.
So
Are we
Charles
poor?
paid our mother? We paid Charles. We paid Charles?
No, Charles paid our mother.
To keep something quiet.
Yes. Florence, I'm quite distressed. What if we are poor? Like some
that
sort of
is very
middle-class
distressing.
farmer.
We can't be poor. Look at our house.
I know.
I think we're poor.
I hope not. We can't let anyone know
There's a
this.
viscountess. How good would it be? And we barely do anything. Well,
I
we
know.
do things.
Well, yes, but I do things abroad.
But things abroad don't cost money, Cuthbert.
Well, I have an
But
allowance.
that money doesn't count once it's overseas, Cuthbert.
Yes, I like to think that. And by the way, I've received a few pounds from my poetry book.
Congratulations on your
Thank
poetry
you.
book, Cuthbert.
Oh, thank you, Florence. Listen, Florence, I don't know. You certainly can't be engaged to Charles now that I know that he has some sort of nefarious deal with our mother.
Cuthbert, do you remember that I made you pinky promise?
Yes.
I have to tell you something, Cuthbert.
All right.
When Edward was in here,
Yes.
Edward told me that C. Griffiths shot Heinrich.
What?
C. Griffiths, Charles Griffiths shot Heinrich.
Well, what?
Behind the alley, in the alley.
What?
At 1 in the morning.
What? No. What? I say.
Yes.
No.
What are any of Charles's other siblings named C?
No, but his father's Cain. Charles Cain Griffiths.
With a C?
Yes. Well, it makes no sense at all.
It makes
Why
no
would-
sense at all, but I'm starting to think the Griffiths are a very dark and deceiving family indeed.
All I'm saying
Did
is
you
that...
know about the ghost? What's happening at the Griffiths?
Oh, I did hear about the ghost. I mean, everyone in the village is talking about it. I thought it would make a good short story, some sort of ghost on the moors.
Oh, of course you did, Cuthbert.
Oh, good.
Cuthbert, do you have any of that champagne you brought back from France?
I do.
Could we share some?
Of course. Also, I'm beginning to think that the Griffiths family may be rich on money, but poor in morals. Unlike me.
Well, we don't know about the money part, Cuthbert, but that's very fair.
Thank you. Listen, we'll have to find out what sort of scheme this Charles has and what he's holding over our mother.
And how should we hire someone, Cuthbert? Perhaps somebody to track Charles, see what he is up to. Maybe somebody from inside their estate, Cuthbert.
I think that is an excellent idea. I like the way you think. You know, you always were a little bit of a spy when we were younger, weren't you?
I think I have a bit of a vengeful side, Cuthbert. I'll say it, I'll be honest.
Well.
I'm not, all grace and manners as I think everybody thinks that I am.
Well, pinky swear. And anyway, I've always liked that about you.
Thank you, Cuthbert. I don't know why, but thank you.
Well, I'll get the champagne, and we'll have to hatch a plot to catch this Charles and whatever it is that's going on. And we really have to find out how much money we have in our estate. But don't let anyone know.
Of course not, but what? And have the entire town thinking that we've got no money whatsoever and our mother's on her deathbed. The rumors will just pile up and spill out into the streets.
Oh, terrible. And look, I was angling for you and Charles to be a thing because he's one of the most eligible men in the village, but I take it back.
But he gave me a book on animal husbandry as a gift.
Oh, what does he think you are? Some sort of laborer?
Some sort of cow. I'm not sure, Cuthbert.
Well, not appropriate at all.
Yeah, of course not. Okay, regardless, you get the champagne, I'll get the parchment, and we'll figure this plan out.
Indeed. Are you still good at forgery?
That's the second time I've been asked that in the last hour, Cuthbert.
Oh. Well, I'll take that as a yes. I go off to get champagne.
So good. Okay. Do we have any more scenes we need to do before we move into reputation, rumor, scandal, epistolatory? Well, I feel like there's a lot of letters that need to be written. And most of them are forged.
I'm so talented all of a sudden.
So good. Ooh. So good.
Hey, you don't spend years doing needlepoint if you don't pick up some forgery and maybe even lockpicking. I just feel like Florence.
Talented hands, and I plan to use them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are we are we ready to move to the next phase? Okay. So a little bit of time will pass because things take time in these days, and we will move to our reputation phase. So if everyone wants to take a look at their kind of reputation criteria and tell me if they gained a positive tag or if they gained a negative tag or neither for their character.
Ooh.
I would say after all of the deeds that I've done today that Florence has earned a negative reputation tag. I'm just going to try to figure out what that would be.
Okay. Somewhere in between
swear.
acting on desire and you did pinky swear.
I think you get a positive trait for that, honestly. Pinky swear. The most honest you've been, I feel like, the entire series.
Yeah.
I'm not dishonest. I just don't care about the village because everyone there is so irritating. And they don't understand good continental alcohol. That's all.
I think that Florence acted on desire in a way that compromised duty or morality.
Okay.
And I think she should take on the term of secretive, perhaps?
Yeah, that's definitely not a ladylike. All right, so go ahead and give yourself that negative tag, secretive. Holding your secrets close. Anyone else?
I believe that Edward has... Okay, so I might need a little bit of help in figuring out. I think he's acted in a way that would shame or embarrass my place of origin, but also not. Like, I showed up at the Ashby house covered in blood. That's not exactly couth. It is uncouth. But at the same time, I feel like he had a proper reason, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shaken? Would you be shaken? Is that a...
I wouldn't say that was real. If you were going for a negative tag, I'd almost be... I'd almost go for the, like... I would almost lean more into the interaction with your father, but I don't think anything was really
Yeah.
Willful?
reputation losing.
Well, I could say that I acted in obedience to society's conventions, besides despite considerable hardship in doing so, because I really wanted to murder that guy. But you know what I mean?
Society's conventions do say you shouldn't murder people.
That is
Yeah.
Like, also from the outside standpoint, like you showed up at like a very like esteemed house and are now staying there. So if anything, society probably looks more favoringly upon you now
yeah.
because you're staying with such an esteemed family.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could also just be that it nets out and you don't, and it kind of.
I don't think I got anything. Yeah, I don't
Or you
think
got one of
that's-
each. I mean, that's also possible.
No, I think
It's okay.
I don't think he earned either. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Charles was really in it enough. At least
no,
not.
it's no.
Many rumors have been spread, or will be.
Do you think I can get a positive tag for acting in service of duty morality in a way that compromised my desires?
Okay. What did you do that was a compromise, and what desire was compromised?
Many things. Many things. First off, my desire is to get my inheritance back, which I need to do by marrying off my sister. And the best person to do that would be Charles. But I'm afraid I told my sister not to marry him because he seemed to be somewhat not good. And so that was a compromise of my desires by letting her off the hook for my marriage plot, which and also, I do not yet think, I have to check whether or not the rumor and scandal has been spread. Has it been spread? Yeah, okay, so I don't think I know that people think that I'm having an affair with Edward. So, like, I don't think I know that.
It's been spread. I've already spread it and
Yes.
used that tag.
But I think I haven't heard it. So, me sort of offering hospitality to a guest is not knowingly screwing myself over, although it is. But I don't think I know it. But I think letting my sister off the hook for the marriage of Charles is
What would be your positive tag then?
Loyal.
yeah,
Yeah, loyal to your family, to your
Yeah.
sister. I like it.
yeah.
I like
Sorry to just jump in there, but
No,
I felt very strongly
a good
about
one.
it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
It's a good one.
Which means I get a positive condition, reputation
Okay.
condition.
Closest confidence or social capital?
Ooh.
I mean, I feel like whenever you offer connections, relationship advice, and confidence that appears reasonable, they will follow it,
Ooh, I like that.
which is pretty fun.
Yes. Yes. Because,
Yeah.
right? I've proven myself to be, well, somewhat dissolute. I am loyal, and I do care. So I have some social capital.
Okay, you have some social capital. Very nice. All right, so that is our novel and our reputation, which brings us to rumors and scandal. So if we take a look at our rumor and scandal sheet, we have quite a few rumors. Several of them have faded. So if we do not, if anything that has a fading tick and hasn't been crossed out, so like for example, Cuthbert is only in Mayford briefly, leaving back to Italy soon. That rumor will go away if it is not spread this time. But otherwise, the same as before, we go around in a circle, everyone goes twice. You can start a new rumor or spread an existing rumor. And that will include myself.
But Robert and Giuliana, that one's going to stay, right? Because that's been spread, so that's not fading?
Yep. If it's been spread, it will not fade.
Okay.
I've got a good
Really,
one. Sorry.
there's two that will fade if they don't get spread.
4.
Yeah. Do you want to start us off, Murgle?
2, yeah.
Sure. I would like to spread a rumor that someone of Charles Griffiths' physicality and likeness was recognized at the scene of the shooting of one Heinrich Fischer.
Oh, I like it. All right. that's definitely not how we spell most of those things. But does anyone who wants to go next? When I'm typing, I have a mechanical keyboard.
I would like to spread the rumor that Edward just.
Okay. The rumor has been spread. I thought I had a rumor, and then I'm gonna go for the low-hanging fruit rumor, which is that the Ashbys have some unaccounted debts.
Scandalous.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
I got a rumor later on. Do you mind? Do we have to go in order?
Yeah, we go around a circle, so everyone goes once
Okay.
before we go back around. So I've gone, Murgles is gone, Bonsai's gone, so
It's the
Lexi,
siblings.
Trooper.
Oh God. I would like to start a rumor that the Griffiths have a unsavory past.
I'm going to create the rumor that Florence, and I do this because I care, that Florence, in her youth, was a bit of a tearaway. That you were a bit of a tearaway in your youth. Forging things, lock-picking things.
All right.
I'm like Nancy
Trooper, that
Drew.
means you go again.
You were a little Nancy Drew. You were a bit of a Nancy Drew in your youth. Mm-hmm. You were an Austinian
Trooper, you
Nancy
have to go
Drew.
again. Trooper?
Oh, I'm going to spread that the Griffiths have an unsavory past, skeletons in their closet.
Okay.
I'm spreading that one.
Maybe literal, maybe metaphorical. We'll find out.
Maybe both.
Lexi.
Oh God. I think I'm gonna spread the rumor about Florence.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I think that means I'm gonna go next, and I'm just gonna spread the Ashbys have some debts because why not? Spreading is better. It means you get a resolve token out of it.
It's fair. It's fair.
There. Is it my turn? Yes. The tulip prices have crashed throughout Europe.
Ooh, interesting.
That is very ominous. I'm just going to note that is like one of the most ominous rumors on the board. I feel like it's bad.
I mean, that's fun. Who's invested in tulips? Tulips. Turnips. I'm invested in turnips.
Turrets?
Don't talk
turrets
to me
that
about my
shoot
stocks.
turnips.
Turnips. All the turnips.
And finally, Murgles.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is a toughie. Ooh, can I be saucy?
Of course.
Yeah.
I would like to respread the rumor that Cuthbert and
Yes.
carried on a torrid public affair with the groundskeeper of Pembroke Estate.
Yeah, you can totally spread it because now it won't fade, so it won't go away. So that
Yeah.
rumor will remain, and the only one that goes away is the Cuthbert is only in Mayford briefly. So that one is gone off the list. I'm just leaving them on there so we can remember that they had happened. They're just not, they don't have power anymore
Yeah.
in the same way. All
How
right.
does getting a resolve token for spreading rumors happen?
So basically, all you do is you use the rumor in some way to affect the change, and then you just take the resolve token, and then it gets crossed off. So like that's what happened with the boar. I crossed it off, I unticked it, and then the rumor is like completed.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. So remember they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 resolve tokens that we can pull off of these. And then you negotiate with them in the exact same way. They go to whoever is going to be most affected by what happens. All right. Okay. So we've done our rumors and scandal, reputation, our novel, and that brings us to the letter writing portion of this first cycle. So there are many letters that need to be written. Everyone can write and or receive up to 2 letters. If you want to receive a letter, spend a resolve token. I will also say if there's more than 2 letters you wanted to write or to receive, you can spend an additional resolve token as long as you have them. Just gonna allow, because I know there might be quite a few letters this time.
Yes.
Does anyone have a letter they wanted to start with? Because I have some potential ones as well.
I have a short one.
All right, you want to take us away with the short one?
Yes, it arrives. I imagine it has. There's a bit of rooting that has to happen unless a resolve token happens. But a letter to Edward. It's really more of a note than a letter. Edward, I'm writing this very quick note before I head off for the evening. I'm going to meet up with Charles Alexander Griffiths' office. I have been doing research to find out what happened to your family all those years ago, and I have evidence to believe that the Griffiths family is involved in what happened with your father and the she-devil, that perhaps he did not leave exactly the way you have been told. My understanding is the Griffiths family might be a bit more nefarious than we have led to believe, but I don't want to tarnish their name without a bit more information. I'm going to meet Charles Griffiths tonight, out behind the inn here in the Mayfield, and confront him with the information that I have gathered. After this meeting, I will meet up with you and let you know what I've heard. If you don't hear from me, well, I want you to know where I was going. Beware the Griffiths family. There's something not right with the past. Yours always, comrade in arms, Heinrich Fischer.
Oh my diddly
So I
dang
assume
goodness.
That was written before.
Yes,
The
right before I
events that
left,
happened.
because the smart thing, before you go off and meet somebody at 1 a.m, people in movies, you should let somebody know where you're going.
Yeah, I imagine maybe at some point, Edward, you did go back to the estate, and your dad, your father, wasn't in the office. You know, you eventually have to, at least, I don't know, get clothes that aren't Cuthbert's.
Yes. Okay, so I received this letter. Boo. My my immediate reaction, I gotta be honest, I do not know the detective police military combo that they would have had back then.
Much one.
Are there
like a private
officials?
investigator property?
Yeah, I would hire. I'm gonna write a letter.
Yeah.
There's definitely some interesting things we can talk about maybe at some point, because one of the options that we do have in this game during extended play is to create additional connections. And so that's maybe one of the things we'll check in about at the end of this episode to see if we think that there are some new connections that we're going to make and kind of give them resolve token abilities and things like that. And then also if people want to play them that are not me, that's always an option as well. So that is
cool.
We'll do a little bit of post game because we're about halfway through at the end of this episode.
Okay.
But
okay.
in the meantime, please, what agency are you writing to?
There's certainly Pinkertons around, but they're in the US, but still.
British equivalents.
Yes.
I mean, there's Sherlock Holmesies things.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's like 100 years later, but
Dear Detective of the... I'm
like,
really trying to come up with
Hoffer
something.
and Maple. I don't know.
Dear Hoffer and Maple,
It's the
I do
investigation
believe-
agency.
yes, I do believe I have a case for you. It is a case full of intrigue, attempted murder of a dear friend of mine, and perhaps the uncovering of many secrets. I do believe it would be worth your time. please contact me immediately at your leisure. Immediately at your leisure. Regards, Edward Pembroke. Yeah.
It's my preferred way to contact people, immediately at my leisure.
Exactly.
That's the polite way of doing
But
it.
you have an agenda.
Yes.
Immediately, but at your leisure.
Yeah. Please get back to me as ASAP as soon as whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
But definitely now.
Yes.
Definitely not later.
Now, maybe after your coffee, but still now-ish. Yeah.
Okay. So Hoffer and Maple has been hired to investigate. Anyone else have a letter?
I have a... Am I forging? Can I write my forged letters? I have 2 forged
Totally.
letters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cuthbert, would you like to be
To
involved?
make them
in a-
believable, there may need to be a resolve token spent.
Fair and doable.
Depending on
Who
the
would
content.
my resolve token go to get? I'm kind of wondering if we should.
I'm here for you, sis.
Who should we hire? Because I was thinking it'd kind of be nice to have like Mildred. Like we'd be like, hey Mildred,
Yes. Yeah, totally. I agree.
you're really
house.
close to the Griffiths. Let's.
Well,
but she's
it's
also not very
it's-
trustworthy, Cuthbert.
It's also an option for us to hire another, to bring in these could be the connections that we build,
Yeah.
right? Like we can make some connections for whoever Hoffer and Maple send, or to establish a new person in the household of the Griffiths. Especially like Murgles, you haven't really played Henrietta Walsh, and maybe she's not an important character in this story, and we can create a new connection for you to play that's someone in the Griffiths estate.
Well, I could still play Henrietta Walsh. I've thought about
If she
the
comes
fact
up,
that
yeah.
it might come around, yeah.
And what about, so here's the thing. What if our Millie might be more trustworthy if, and I'm just throwing this out there, if, for example, Florence had dirt on Millie from back in the school days?
Yeah. What? Or perhaps
mean-
Florence offers something that Millie wants, like
Yeah.
Charles.
All right, I think me and Cuthbert have a beautiful letter to write to Millie. Not a forgery, just blackmail. Jeez Louise, using that vengeful tag right up.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you could use your vengeful tag rather than one of your resolve tokens, right? In order to
Also
maybe, right? Oh no,
Well,
that,
that would
what that has
have
something
to
bad to
reflect
happen to.
negatively
Yeah,
on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some way.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll use my resolve token. I don't.
You're basically giving it to
giving it to
Mildred.
myself. Yeah. Well, I'd be giving it to Charles technically. So to
Yeah,
Bob.
Yeah, either Charles
Yeah.
or Midrill. Yeah.
Ooh, give me tokens.
Okay,
I
so-
want tokens.
All right, it's all yours.
What's the purpose of the token that you're offering to Charles?
To accept that Mildred is not your friend anymore, and now confide
Totally
in
spying on you.
the Ashby family.
Yes, I will accept. He's abused her enough. He deserves it. Let's be honest.
All right. Well, as I sit down to write a very well-spoken letter with Cuthbert just peering over my shoulder.
Yes.
It's champagne spilling. Dearest Millie, is that a good start, Cuthbert? Dearest
yes.
Millie, I
Compliment her.
wondering-
Compliment her. No, compliment her first.
Oh, dearest Millie, last time I saw you in the square, you were looking so youthful and glowy. Glowy's a good one.
It is.
I was wondering if you could do me a slight favor, and in return, I could help make a dream of yours come true.
Indeed.
Millie, I know how much you care for Charles.
Everyone does, except for Charles. Go on, yes.
Should we imply that Charles cares for her?
Definitely. Say, you always have to sort of sprinkle these things in with a little bit of a truth. So say that you were having some sort of picnic with Robert and Juliana and Charles, and that Charles spoke, his thoughts were always on her.
I just recently had a picnic with Charles, and oh, Millie, he spoke so
highly and constantly of you. I was wondering if, in turn for this bounty of information, you would care to gather.
Oh, wait.
What?
Wait, my dear sister, I have an idea. It's quite dastardly, though, I'm afraid.
Right, what is it?
Well, so we want her to get the goods on the Griffiths family, yes?
Right, yes, and she's in love with Charles, so what if she doesn't want to get the goods on the Griffiths family?
But what if the only thing that's standing in the way between Charles declaring his love for her is that he's too tied to his family?
And he's too tied to the secrets of his family.
Right, but if those secrets were revealed, he would be free to pursue his heart, which of course would be her.
I've got it. I'm just going to scratch out and rewrite the first half of the letter. Millie, I have heard a rumor. Millie loves a rumor. I've heard a rumor that Charles cannot declare his love and become engaged until he overcomes his family's drama.
Oh,
I love that you did not specify he needed to declare his love and get engaged to her.
I think Millie will just impose herself.
She'll fill
into
that
a
in.
She's like, oh, it's me! If you could find out what the secret was and share it with me, perhaps together, we could help Charles move forward with his engagement plans.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Wait, add that you have your eye on someone in the village that's not Charles. Or someone foreign, something.
Just throw that in without it looking awkward.
You don't want her to think that you're competition.
Next time I see you, Millie, I could discuss my newest potential suitor from out of town, right? Out of town, because
Yes.
perfect. From out of town. Yours.
The only foreigner is Heinrich. Millie immediately assumes that you're probably talking about Heinrich.
Oh, and he's dying. Millie's like, oh, poor Florence.
Your dearest friend, Florence Ashby.
And then fold it up and we like spritz some perfume on it or something.
And then we wink dramatically.
Because we've had like some champagne and we think that we're doing something really secretive and send it off.
William, would you deliver this? Oh, yes, of course.
William, please.
Oh, it's another one of these. I haven't seen one of these in many years. Yes, of course.
I imagine Cuthbert and Florence wrote all sorts of letters as like
terrors.
14, 15-year-olds. We were terrors when we were 14 or 15. I just want you all to
Before
know
I
it.
decided, I'm like Wendy, before I decided I had to grow up and I was like,
All right. That's a beautiful letter. Anyone? Any others? I have a couple. I have. Oh yes, go, Charles, or whoever you are sending a letter as. Ooh, costume.
is it the ghost? Is the wig coming out? It's the wig.
Oh no.
Oh, or Millie thinks you're gonna run away with someone at the circus. Chat did point out there was a hole in there.
Oh no.
Oh, that's true. It's either Heinrich or the circus.
I'm really just digging a hole for myself.
My father?
Oh no! Oh no! I love
All right,
it.
Lady Ashby. Are you talking? You are super quiet.
We cannot hear you.
Sorry. I forgot to turn up my mic.
Yep.
My bad. I am going to write to my sister, the Viscountess in France. Nepal? Is
Sure.
Nepal in France? It's Nepal in France. Yes.
Nepal
I don't know.
is next to India.
Okay, no, wrong one. I meant France, just France in general.
Naples?
I'm
Do you
not
mean
very good at-
Naples?
Naples is in Italy.
Naples.
No, okay, wrong
Naples
one.
is in Italy?
I mean, it would make sense that you have somewhat a relative in Italy.
Viscountess is really drunk off of her medication.
This is a lot of medication. Yes,
It's just liquid opium. Like,
pretty much.
it's just what was that?
France.
Dearest sister
Laudanum.
Elizabeth, I have dire news to write you. I fear that a consumption has taken over me. And I do not have long for this world. I hope that it's very hard for me to write this. But I have I have two children with me. And I fear that I've not made a proper path for them. I have not led them to the right. Let us say that my extravagances in life, as you know, have piled up against me. I've made ill investments. And I soon will be joining my husband. If I were to pass, please take in my dearest daughter and son. I've treated them roughly and harsh. But I have done it under my own foolish entertainment. I ask you as a plea, protect them as best you can. Your loving sister, Victoria. Send.
Ooh. Just a very important question. Does anyone spend a resolve token to have it misdelivered?
That's such a great question.
It really is an important question, I think, to be asked.
I would like to spend a resolve token to see this letter before it goes to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it gets to where it needs to go,
yeah.
but I have read the entire thing.
But you've read it. Mm-hmm.
I think in the process of handing our like dastardly letter to William, there's another letter already on the plate, and I just like champagne tipsy like grab it, and I'm like, Cuthbert.
Do you accept that resolve token, Bonsai?
Yes, give me all.
Okay, so Viscountess Ashby gains another resolve token.
Yes.
And
She's so
Florence and Cuthbert have read it. Well, she better use them before she dies.
Yes, this is
39. I just want to point out she's not even 40.
39, that's so old.
Practically ancient.
1 foot in the grave.
I mean, 39.
So I have a letter to write. This letter is delivered from a WM.
Oh.
And it is delivered to the Griffiths estate, to Charles. It's a very short, quick note, and it just said, the game escaped, -WM. Yeah, there you go. That's all it says.
Who is WM?
Well, it depends on whether or not you've been making notes. No, I'm just kidding. We had a certain individual that was hired by Charles Griffiths to hunt game. Hunt and game. Certain Walter Manley.
Good old Walter Manley.
As a reminder, Walter Manley had been previously hired by Charles Griffiths to help hunt those pheasants, remember? And those pheasants that were actually accidentally delivered to the Pembroke estate. Yep. Walter Manley.
I would like to spend a resolve token.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I would like that letter to come to me.
Oh!
I assume a resolve token that would be offered to Charles Griffith. Do you accept that, Bonsai, or do you accept it with conditions?
Or reject it entirely.
Or reject it entirely?
No. I accept it, but it's slightly ripped.
Oh.
Ooh, what part's missing?
Who it is addressed to. Like, slightly. It has the first initial.
The very first initial.
To a
The very
C.
first initial.
I mean,
We're talking
yeah,
to C.
so it was just to C. So, you know, it's to
Yes.
C, and then the game escaped, signed WM.
Yes.
Okay. I am happy to send you that resolve token.
Okay, so
Yes.
Charles, you gain another resolve token. This one goes to Charles. And you get that letter, Edward. You get that letter. I also have one more letter to deliver. Does anyone else have one?
I'm just thinking about writing a letter to the Postal Service and just wondering, what are you doing?
You know, this is what happens actually when you don't have a post. I don't actually know when the Postal Service was invented, but this is,
That's
you know, this
fair.
is what happened when it's an entirely privatized.
When you just trust it with strangers on horseback with your letters.
Just deliver this
Shady
random
in this
stranger.
town.
So the perils of private estate delivery or whatever. There's just some very poor, underpaid, like 12-year-old boys that are having to deliver all of these letters. And that's
It's called
that's
work
who it
ethic,
is.
all right?
These poor little 11-year-old moppets are like, please, sir, might I deliver this letter? I don't know how to read, though. It's just delivering it randomly to people.
Okay, and then my second letter is to being delivered from Gregory, and it's being passed on to Cuthbert. Cuthbert, you receive a letter that just says very simply, I was reminded of you when I read this. And he sends a portion of a poem, which I have definitely pulled up on Google and will now read to you.
I'm ready.
Sweet. There's nothing left to say but this, that love is never lost. Keen winter stabs the breasts of May, whose crimson roses burst to frost. Ships tempest-tossed will find harbor in some bay, and so we may. And there's nothing left to do, but to kiss once again and part. Nay, there's nothing we should rue. I have my work, and you your art. Nay, do not start. One word was not enough for two, like me and you.
I am
Give
deceased.
you like a gold star on how accurate that poem was?
Oh
Thank
my
you, Oscar Wilde.
God. Oscar
It's
Wilde!
only the last two verses, and at the bottom of it, and then sort of he adds, but don't worry, your clothes have been freshly pressed and clean. We'll ensure they're returned to your estate. Unless, of course, you wanted him to keep them.
I now understand why Edward likes to walk through the heaths. I have quite the desire to walk through the heaths right now. Oh, hopefully it'll rain when I do so. I say.
Could we do monologue token?
Yeah, sure.
Please, for Cuthbert. I want token.
Cuthbert, as you begin to walk upon the heath.
Because one does have to walk upon the heath. My thought, this is like as the poem is going, I was like, he does care. I think I have a chance. I can win him back. I just have to convince him that wait, what? What does he... He must mean Edwards. But does he think... Oh, he can't. I mean, yes, of course, Edward is handsome and brooding in that sort of way, but surely he knows that my heart belongs to him. Oh, no. Oh dear. Actually, that means that when he saw me at the hunt, he must have thought, oh, that's what that meant. Oh, and then earlier, when he saw me with Edward at the... Oh my. Actually... Oh no! How will I ever convince him that there's nothing going on between Edward and I? Oh, Greggy's such a proud man, and for all his harsh exterior, he's quite sweet and sensitive, and I know this must be breaking his heart. I want to run to his estate right now, but unfortunately his father's there. His father's such a villain. Won't do it all. For his own safety, I have to stay away as long as his father's at that state. For his own career, for his own job. After what happened so many years ago, I can't risk Gregory's livelihood by showing up. But if I stay away, he might think this rumor is indeed true. I would write a secret letter to him, but I'm so afraid it would be delivered wrongly, and that terrible elder Pembroke would see it. Oh, Pembroke! How could you be so villainous and have such a good-hearted son? Well, I will... Perchance, I should ask Edward for advice. Yes, I might have with Edward an ally in this conundrum. Gregory, we shall untie this knot, or I am not Cuthbert Ashby.
So good. So good. Okay. Any final letters? If not, we will take our break here. No? All right. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then we will return for the second half of our cycle. We'll have some more novel, a little bit more reputation, and of course, some more letters to write. So stick around, and we will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you also had a refreshing break. Got yourself a cup of tea, perhaps a glass of water. As we all know, tea prevents fainting. It's very important because there has been such scandalous things about. Just a lot really has happened. A lot of drama and feelings and emotions. We definitely went for the playset that was all about like scandal and reputation, and we hit it hard. We did not play around with the whole scandal or reputation aspect of this storyline, and I love it. So let's dive right back into the action, because we've got a whole nother novel phase and some letters and reputation to get through. So we will find ourselves. I was gonna potentially have the circus happen, but I don't feel like we're ready for the circus. Like, I feel like we need more build up before the actual performance, which seems like a good thing to start with for next episode. So I feel like we can sort of assume this is like the preamble, like the day before, perhaps even up into like the evening before. So this is everybody preparing themselves for what is to be a spectacular performance put on by the Savannah players. They even have they brought an elephant. They have acrobats and dancers. They are famous for their can-can dancers. Their leg extension is second to none.
Toe pointing too.
Just so much toe pointing. Those ladies can split those legs apart, and just
I love that for them.
kick their heels up very high. So
Only
that is going to be that is
No can'ts, only cans.
soon to be happening. However, that will kind of assume this is a series of visitations. We'll just have open scenes as people are so inclined to have them. But several letters were sent, so I don't know if anyone has like scenes that they wanted to follow up with, or anything in particular they wanted to do. Yes. All right, I see Bonsai. Do you want to start with Charles, Bonsai? Or-
Yes, if it doesn't, it depends. I am going to call upon Cuthbert.
I'm at my estate. Oh no. I think that I would be perhaps at the gentleman's pub. Drinking snifters of brandy and having and having some snuff.
Oh, Cuthbert! I'm so glad that we were able to meet each other. It has been a long time, and I'm sorry we had that falling out. I have some important news to discuss with you if you want to come in the back.
Oh, well, all right. Yes. And I pick up my sifter of brandy, and I follow you back into the slightly more cavernously private part of the huge, rich gentleman's pub. It's our gentleman's club. Like, you go and you smoke cigars there. And pipes.
Speaking of which, would you care for this? I hear it's quite a good, from Cuba. Or no, it wouldn't be from Cuba. It'd be from India.
Oh, well, all right, yes. Thank you.
So, Cuthbert, I don't know. I know I would like to approach your mother for this, but unfortunately, I hear that her health is not doing so well. Is that very much true?
Well, I expect some sort of recovery on her part, although Dr. Briggs is visiting yet again, but I hope she'll be doing well.
I do hope. So, I know that we had a falling out, of course, with all of the, your poetry book. It was quite excellent. I did happen to read it.
Oh, thank you. I know it was a bit of a scandal here in the small village of Mayford, but I'm quite proud of it.
Yes, yes indeed. I don't know if your mother told you about this, but I have wanted to approach in person about asking your sister, of course, for a patrol.
Yes. Charles, do you
Yes.
happen to know Edward Pembroke? You're friends with each other? You've known each other for years?
Whiskey, here, this is quite a good age
Oh,
of whiskey. Hey, you
I
want
do
to
like
try?
my- I do enjoy my ports, actually. But you do know the Edward Pembroke?
Yes, of course. We were, of course, before we were acquainted. I was friends with Edward.
Yes. Before I broach the subject that's most forefront of my mind, I did want to bring up something else.
Yes,
Do you remember
of course.
a few years ago? The whole incident with Gregory. McDermott, the groundskeeper at the Pembroke estate?
Yes, of course. That's the whole issue that you had to take your vacation about.
Yes. It was quite a long vacation. At least beautiful. But I have to say, someone told Robert Pembroke where to find Gregory and I. And
Yes.
I always wondered who it was. Who betrayed my confidence and exposed Gregory to such danger. You wouldn't happen to know who it might have been, being one of the few people who knew about Gregory and I's carrying-ons. Charles?
This is quite a strong vintage. I don't know. What do you want to hear, Cuthbert? What?
I want to know the truth.
I'll go ahead and make sure that the door is closed and there's nobody about. And I will kiss Cuthbert.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
Why?
What?
We were the best of friends. You
Charles!
had. You knew everything.
Charles.
You catch this society.
Charles. Was it you? Did you...
Why? What does he have that I do not have?
Charles. I never believed that you, one of my dearest friends from childhood, would betray me this way. Why would
But I
you
go
do that?
on watching. You want to know why I wanted to be married to your sister?
Does it have anything to...
Occupy you,
Charles.
Cuthbert. How much plainer can I make it seem?
What's going on between you and my mother? What sort... What's going on between you and my mother?
Cuthbert, there are things that you do not understand, and for your own safety, I ask not to dig any further.
Charles, you've been plotting with my mother. I suspect you were the one who exposed my relationship with Gregory to his employer, and then by extension my mother and the entire village of Mayford. And, well, I have reason to believe that you have done grievous bodily harm to Edward's friend Heinrich.
No, of course not. I wouldn't. Please, Cuthbert. I just. It was very nice talking to you.
Charles.
I must be off. I must be off. I must go.
Charles.
I must go.
Charles. Whew.
That is commitment to the bit.
And I stand there at a loss as to without the answers that I need.
I'm just saying, as Charles leaves, like, there are two people that haven't spent monologue tokens.
Yes,
spent
I
mine.
would. Yeah. I would love to. Maybe we could just literally spend both of our monologues for both of them.
I would.
Technically, Cuthbert
I've already done mine.
had a monologue,
Yes.
so
All right, well,
Dang it!
Charles's.
yeah,
I will take
his
it.
thoughts get to be private.
All right, I'm
Oh.
saving my token for Florence.
Are we starting the private monologue?
Yeah, so I don't know, where do you go, Charles? But as you leave, we hear your thoughts.
Why? I can't protect anything. Please don't let him hear about it. It's fine. It's fine. I need the name. Then it will be fine. Everything will be. It's fine. It is fine. It is fine. I am a man. I am a man. I will do my duty. I will be right. Do not cry. It is fine. It is fine. It is fine. See.
I think I'm gonna, that's just, oh, Charles. Oh, no, Charles. Oh. Just have a lot of feelings. Okay. So anyway,
Back to our fun game of rumor and scandal.
that was a scene. Does anyone else have a scene that they wanted to do?
And the scene just be me crying for 5 minutes straight.
I mean, probably. Yep.
I would like to
Okay.
do a scene, but as Henrietta Walsh.
Henrietta, we haven't met you before. Where would we find you?
I'm just probably hanging out in Florence's like room, because that's just, you know, I'm her governess, so I'm just like, oh, time to teach her letters, you know.
I love that I'm still getting lessons. Like, I'm never too old to learn.
No, never.
You know what? I feel
Don't stop teaching her. She's.
right. But I feel like your mother would have been like, oh, because I feel like Henrietta would have been like, oh, she's old enough now. She doesn't, you know, she's 18, and just like, no, she's not married yet. She's not a woman until she's married.
Not a
She just like still forces you to have your lessons.
yes. Oh, Florence,
Yes,
please
Henrietta.
recite. Please recite your French back to me.
Voici des fruits, des fleurs et des branches. Et puis voici mon cœur qui ne bat que pour vous. It's been a really long time since I memorized French poetry here, guys.
Oh, very, very good. Very good.
Merci beaucoup, Henrietta. Thank you.
Yes.
I just like want to point out Henrietta's like 29.
I know, but this is what happens to you when you age and are not married by the age of 24.
Oh,
okay?
she's
Yeah.
a spinster?
Yeah, she's a spinster. This is what happens.
She is a spinster.
You don't
She
get married.
chose work. She
Yep.
chose her work as a governess over getting married.
I can't believe my mother entrusted you to marry me off.
Oh, don't get too saucy.
29-year-old.
I know lots about marrying young gentlemen. I had many sisters. So speaking of which, Florence,
Yes, Henrietta.
my next lesson with you, I believe you're of the age. I believe we should talk about what happens when a husband and wife share their first night together. What? You're of the age. You should be getting married. Do you not have any suitors, young lady?
I have plenty of suitors, just some of them are unsuitable as of right now. One of them...
Unsuitable?
crime.
There is no such thing as unsuitable when there are suitors. Do they have money and homes and time for you?
Well... Yes, but... What? Well, wait... Henrietta, I think one of them has committed a crime.
Oh, well, until they've been proven to have committed a crime, it's still fair game.
Pursue the suitor even... you want me to date a murderer, Henrietta?
Listen, Florence. I'm so sorry to tell you this. Perhaps this is the lesson I should give you now. I'm so sorry to tell you this. But you must know that for a lady like you, if you are not married, you are not protected. You have nothing. Eventually you become my age, merely 29.
Practically dead,
And at that
Henrietta.
point, practically dead, yes. And without this job, do you know where I'd be? On the streets, shoveling coal, probably for you. So what I'm trying to say, my lady, you must be smart. You must take care of your future self. You know how men make money and they can create investments and they can, have a future. Well,
it's too much
women
for
do
me to
that
even
by
think about.
marrying men.
Henrietta,
I
it's just
know.
so much for my small brain. But do we have a table to paint?
Darling, you have quite a big brain, which is why I'm very shocked you've not married as of yet. In almost every other matter.
I would like to spend my negative secretive token in order to whisper a secret to Henrietta.
Oh, heck yeah, you can. Henrietta, you gain a resolve token
Okay.
as she spills some beans.
Are you whispering into my ear?
I'm gonna whisper it into your ear, and then also into your DMs, and so
Okay,
nobody will know
okay.
except for us.
Okay, sounds good.
Henrietta.
I would like to spend a resolve token. I would like to spend a resolve token.
Uh-huh.
I want to spend a resolve token, which may be rejected because that's how resolve tokens work. It's a negotiation. I would like to be, walking by on your wing of the estate because I'm walking and all. I'm trying to get things, and I want to.
see what you're saying. You want to overhear the secret.
Oh, I do. I do
You
want to.
cannot overhear the secret. There's no way you can overhear the secret. I
mean, you
barely
could
heard
offer
it. She wrote it to me.
A resolve token to have, like, Henrietta burst something out by accident, right? Just like an exclamation in surprise that Cuthbert could overhear. It is a resolve token, so I think
can
this
say
one
no.
would go to Florence. So Florence, you
okay.
can, because I think you'd be the one most negatively impacted by Cuthbert hearing this. You can accept it. You can accept it with conditions, or you can reject it entirely.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you screech? Yeah, screech, but we'll screech into the
The
Discord.
DMs.
Okay, so we don't want the audience to hear this, but Cuthbert can hear it. And you can decide, maybe Cuthbert doesn't hear all of it, maybe he only hears a portion of it.
But maybe I hear what's important.
Yeah. And so, but the audience just hears, like, Cuthbert, we see walking down the hallway, and then, like, you hear, like, and Cuthbert, you know exactly what is said. Florence, you receive a resolve token. Cuthbert,
Yes,
you lose a resolve token.
I lose that
and
resolve token.
A series of conversations are happening in DMs.
Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
This is what you hear me screech.
Okay, I'm ready for it. I want to know which DM I'm going to get. I'm going to get Discord or Zoom chat.
It's in
Ooh. Okay.
I go. What? Oh my.
something.
And I'm going to listen at the door to see if I can glean more information.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Florence.
Henrietta, please stay calm.
What? I need a cup of tea. Now.
Yes. Oh, Henrietta! William!
I'm here. Later. What?
It's okay, Henrietta. It's not a teensy tiny.
You must give me a very good reason not to tell your mother.
Oh, Henrietta. Well, if you tell my mother, I will make sure you don't have a job.
That's very fair. As I did not marry a man, this is my only opportunity to not be on the street.
Using my vengeful negative tag, please, because that was horrid.
It really was.
I mean, yeah. I guess in that instance, Henrietta, you get the resolve token, and you can lose the vengeful tag.
God.
Oh.
Henrietta be hitting those resolve tokens, let me just say.
She is ready to cause
Racking them.
trouble.
Racking them up.
Oh, Florence is ruthless. Love it.
I'm protecting the throat.
Ooh, Florence. Wow.
All right, good point. I'll take that. Well,
Sorry,
listen.
Henrietta, I'm just you must understand why nobody must know.
Of course.
The
Of course.
family, my name.
Even me, I wish I also did not know now. However, we're here, so...
You must know. Somebody has to know. Nobody knows, Henrietta.
Oh dear, don't be sad. You know I care for you deeply, and all I want is your happiness.
You don't know, do you? You want me to be married to a murderer, an axe-murderer, some sort of...
Excuse me, dear, I'm afraid I missed the memo exactly. Who is the axe murderer?
There's no axe, it was a gunshot.
Okay, well, dear, you know what happens when we're dramatic, don't you?
Oh, is this the woman that just exclaimed halfway through the hallway?
I believe I had a right to exclaim the way I did. Don't worry, child. Don't worry. Don't worry. You won't be 29 like me with a voice like this.
I hope not.
We'll get you married off. Don't worry. To a fine gentleman.
I think
You only deserve the finest. It's why I'm so serious.
so serious. Thank you, Henrietta, for your assistance. I'm sorry for giving you such a fright during
That's
our
all right.
lesson.
Now,
But
will you
did
play?
bring up the birds
Will you?
and the bees first, so I feel like now we're even at least.
I feel, frankly, the birds and the bees conversation might have been more fun. Now, on that topic, will you please play some piano for me? I'd love to hear it.
Yes, of course, Henrietta.
One of the sad ones, please. My heart is yearning today.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and scene.
I'm really concerned about drinking fluids while this game is happening. I think I might die.
There's so much going on, and I mean, I'm very pleased, but there's a lot going on. Okay, anyone else have a scene that they wanted to have?
I did want to speak
Going
to
through.
Edward.
Okay.
Probably not at your estate.
Yeah, where might you meet?
Horse riding. Or perhaps walking through the heaths. You know.
Do you just
Fine.
go wandering about the heaths and you're just like, eventually I'll run into Edward?
Yes, I know I will.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I think he definitely brought his horse this time, though. Now that his father's in town, he feels a need to be able to escape quickly from everywhere he is.
And it is Cuthbert, and so he's there, you know, out of doors. Edward.
Oh, hello, Lord Cuthbert. I wanted to thank you once again for your kind generosity the other week. Much appreciated.
I feel we might have a little bit of a conversation we need to have, I think.
Oh, indeed.
Yes.
Please tell me.
Yes, a bit serious, if I might ask. So first off, I have heard a rumor about you. And, well, about me.
A rumor about me and you?
Indeed. Apparently the whole village is talking.
About what?
About you and I.
In what capacity?
Having a Greco-Roman relationship, if you see what I'm saying.
Oh. No? See, I wasn't very good with the classics, as you understand. If you remember, I'm not a fan of poetry.
Right, yes. That you and I are living in the twilight world together. That we wear green carnations. That we... Do you understand it all I'm saying?
Oh, you mean we're riding horses?
Yes, we're riding
Together.
horses together.
Right now. Yes.
Yes.
But, I mean, technically, that is what we're doing currently, yes.
Yes, but more metaphorically.
Oh. Oh!
Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look, that's not the problem. The problem isn't that the people are talking because gossip's gossip. It is what it is. It's fine. The problem is...
I'm sorry, what?
People are gossiping all about you and I. Riding horses in the twilight on the heaths, wearing the green carnations in a Greco-Roman way. I would normally find this sort of thing amusing, because I am so amused by such things. But Gregory,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And who is saying this exactly? How far-reaching is this?
I suspect quite far-reaching. As I was riding this way, the greengrocer asked if I was on my way to the Pembroke estate, and I said, I'm going toward the heaths, and then the greengrocer said, oh, to go and meet that young Edward, eh? In that way, wherein I had a sense that really he meant that I was going to go and meet you. Not for tea, or, more for tea, if you know what I mean.
Oh dear, listen, Cuthbert, I just want to be very clear. You're a very nice gentleman.
Oh, yes.
I enjoy your company greatly. But I just want to be very clear. No. Great. Now that we've established that.
Yes, that's fine. But this is not the problem. The problem is not that people are gossiping. Whatever. In some ways, I eat gossip like chocolate cherries full of rum. It's delicious.
Yes, I've noticed.
Yes, but look, the thing is, I think Gregory's heard these rumors. Your
I'm
groundskeeper.
sorry. Yes, I'm sorry, I might need more information about why that is. Oh.
Right.
Edward, I think you need, the oblivious tag or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edward, would you... Okay, so this can't stand. I don't care if every single governess and butler and spinster and unmarried uncle hears about my love life. I don't care really, but I do care if Gregory hears about it and gets the wrong idea.
Cuthbert, I've always admired that about you. Your freedom and willingness and bravery and your living your life. Listen, I will... Oh, no. Oh, that's why.
What?
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. When you lent me your clothes, I went home with them. Gregory cleaned them. Okay, I see. I'm beginning to understand how this all works. Okay, what I will do is I will have a conversation with Gregory. I'll clear the whole matter up. We'll be fine.
But there's something else. I have a concern about you,
Me?
young Pembroke. I've decided, and I bring this all up because I don't want you to get the wrong idea about what I'm about to say. I've decided to do a reformation on you. We're going to do a makeover. If this were some sort of thing, there'd be a montage, but montages have not yet been invented because we need about 100 years. We're going to do a makeover on you, my good young man. I'm going to do.
I don't understand. I feel I'm quite good the way I am.
Oh, yes. You're handsome and broody and all of that.
I feel like we start hearing like Popular from Wicked just start playing in the background. Like, don't be offended by my frank analysis.
It's not your looks, Pembroke. That's not a problem at all. It's your family's reputation.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say my personality.
Oh, no, that's not the problem. We need to fix your family's reputation. I've decided to make it my project.
You know what, Lord Cuthbert? If you were to make that your project and you were to be successful, I would consider you no longer in debt to me.
I will be in debt to you for the rest of my life, and I enjoy it. So don't...
Oh, Cuthbert, with the rumors going around we have, you shouldn't be saying things like that.
Well, luckily, there's no one overhearing our conversation right now to take it in the wrong way. So...
That we know of. I've recently hired a private investigative team.
Look.
Maple and Hoffa.
Your father is a villain. And he's...
Yes, I agree.
And he's scandalous in a way that's not at all amusing. Or fun at parties, I must say. He's scandalous
Yes, he's terrible at parties. He ruins them.
Yes, he's scandalous in a boring and pedestrian and unimaginative way. And he's ruined your reputation, which makes it so that you cannot do the things that you want to do in your life, and you cannot have happiness, and I shan't have that. So, we need to fix your reputation.
Thank you, Lord Cuthbert. I honestly have no idea what I've done to deserve your kindness yet again.
Well...
Yes.
Everyone has duties they have to respond to, and sometimes if I fulfill my duty as a scion of Mayford, then good things come around in the end. I have a plan.
Perfect.
If everything goes the way I'm imagining, then everyone will get what they want.
All right, well, the one thing I know about you, Lord Cuthbert, is you often get what you want. And if what you want is what we all want, then it sounds like we're to have a good time indeed. So I will speak to Gregory.
Oh. Thank you.
For you. Of course. Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
There is one thing. I need you to attend the circus at my estate.
Cuthbert, you ask a lot of me.
I feel like that will be an event with the entire town. And if we can engineer a grand reveal proving your honorableness and your worth, then everyone will know. It's the perfect space to rehabilitate your reputation in a dramatic way.
It appears Bonsai wants to spend a resolve token.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so
To have
during this conversation when they're talking very closely to one another, to have somebody without hearing distance see them very close together, riding together, Gregory see this interaction and walk away.
For sure. I 100% accept that resolve token on behalf of Gregory, and he's going to do something...
I feel like I should get that resolve token, not Gregory. That is my thought. Because I feel like that's going to be terrible
She's
for
like,
me.
nope.
No,
That's the point.
I know.
We're trying to ruin our characters.
I know. But I feel like there's a lot of ruin. Yeah, I'm into it.
So Gregory will get that?
Yeah.
Just to see
I know
the
what Gregory's
conversation?
going to do. He sees the conversation.
Start off.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's gonna be great, and I know exactly what it's gonna do.
Edward,
Yes.
I have you. Don't you worry.
Thank you. And I believe, but not in the way, but not in a Greco-Roman way.
It's fine. By the way,
Not in a carnation way, is how you said it?
green carnation sort of way.
Gosh, I am very behind the times.
Well, you don't hang about in Italy, I think. Just one last question, though. How are your finances?
My finances. Well, I must be honest. Once father left, there was a huge... Well, there was no finances to speak of. He took everything. But I have spent my life at this point in Prussia and here doing business, and I've been rebuilding my finances bit by bit. And before father came back, we were actually doing quite well. Perhaps even in a couple of years, we would be almost back to where we were. However, now I feel... Now I'm a bit afraid that now that he's back, he might endanger that somewhat.
Well, we can't have that now, can we? This will all work out. I've decided.
Okay. Well,
But we'll have to move quickly. My mother's poorly.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
As am I. So, shall we race?
Sure, why not?
We'll have a vigorous horse race.
Windblade will certainly win.
I mean, the horse is named Windblade, so I feel like that's just true.
Yes.
But it'll be a good, vigorous, gentlemanly ride across
Yes.
the heaths.
Perfect.
In a beautiful, gentlemanly ride across the heaths. That scene comes to a close. Whew. All right, well, I have a couple of things, but does anyone have anything else? I had something I wanted to propose to Millie, to our dear friend Mildred.
What is your proposal?
Well, so you see, Mildred got this letter asking her to kind of snoop about the Griffith estate, and I was wondering if Millie might be inclined to snoop about the Griffith estate at, say, a late hour in the evening, where, and I think this is a resolve token that might need to go to a certain individual, where a certain ghost has been rumored to be drifting about.
Like, if I ever said no to that, like, please just actually kick me off the call. So who am I giving or getting a resolve token
No,
for this?
I think Millie is probably neither getting nor giving one, I think, in this instance, because she's just there. Unless I can also, you may also, if you feel like that would be super against Millie's character,
Oh, no.
then let me know.
No.
But because I think this resolves token is going to the ghost, because I want Millie to catch the ghost.
I feel
Does
like
the
that's
ghost
Bonsai
accept
saying yes.
this resolve token? Okay.
I see the
So
ghost
I am
being
using the
dressed.
resolve token from the rumor, which is a ghost has been haunting the Griffith estate late at night. And Bonsai, you now have that resolve token to place upon the appropriate character. So set the scene for me, or I'll set the scene. It's late at night. It's not like that late, but it's like 10 p.m.
Like
right?
dark, so you're like, wow.
It's dark, so it's late.
like 5 a.m.
And we see the Griffith estate. It is large and stately, but not as large and not as stately as the Ashby estate. Obviously, the Griffiths have money, but they're not Viscounts. And Mildred, how do you attire yourself for your clandestine operation?
I think Millie would pick like the darkest clothing she has, but she only has one pastel bonnet, so she's like all in black with like her walking boots on, but she has like a bright bonnet and her hair is like, well, because she wants, in case she gets caught and Charles is there, she still wants to look nice. So she's like got like underneath her bonnet, she has like overly done up hair, you know those like ridiculous like big bows they'll make out of hair. That's like hiding underneath her bonnet just in case.
Got, like extra pink cheeks. Yeah,
quick
she's ready for
reveal.
a quick change just in case. She's like, "Oh, my ankle! I was so sorry. I needed your assistance." Yeah, so she's just out
Such weak
here,
ankles.
just with like a basket, just like ready, like it's just ready to say like,
to be
"Oh, I
picky.
needed your assistance," just in case she gets caught.
And you've heard the rumors of the ghost, certainly, and maybe
I've heard
that
all
was
rumors.
what, like, sort of.
I absorbed them.
Yeah, maybe that's why you decided to come here later in the evening. There's a couple of lights on in the estate, but not many, you know. Whatever rooms they're in are the ones with the lights on. But you see, sort of perhaps drifting past the garden, through the gardens, you see a figure in white. Seeming to move softly and gently, without making much noise, delicately through the gardens. Perhaps it piques your interest. I don't know.
I think Millie's very interested because she's like, the ghost is real. I've heard about the ghost. Now I've seen the ghost, but she's also a big baby. So she's like, I am scared, but I must know. She's like torn inside. So she's like creeping forward and then she's like shaking a little. She's creeping forward and she's shaking a little and she's like, yoo-hoo! Ghosty! Oh! The ghost is...
The ghost gets blurry.
Hello! My name is Mildred. I've heard from my
Go
aunt
away.
out on a walk.
There's a curse upon this. I am, of course.
Excuse me, I'm having a hard time hearing you, darling. I'm gonna step closer. My ear is bad from a hunting accident from when I was younger. My brother shot it. I got it right by my. Excuse me, sorry. And she's like getting way too close to the guy. What was that you were saying?
Please.
Oh, your gown is gorgeous. White. Beautiful. When did you die? She takes out like a notepad from her basket.
Millie. You can't just ask a ghost how she died.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. That was my manners. Where were they? When were you alive?
You shouldn't be here.
Pray tell, why not?
There'll be a curse upon you. You must leave forthwith, or else you will never get
A
wed.
curse upon Mildred. I'll tell you that. Anyways, what is the curse? And I think that while she's getting closer, perhaps Mildred could spend a resolve token with the ghost to step on the ghost's dress, like stumble over it, and it gets stuck and it comes. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, okay. The ghost accepts the resolve token.
Anyways, oh, what is this satin?
Please. Millie.
Charles?
Millie. It isn't what you think. Please, Millie.
Charles, are you dead, darling?
No, shh, Millie. Millie.
Yes? Would you like... Oh, I'm
Millie,
so sorry about your hair. Would you like my
Millie.
mullet?
Millie, look at me.
Yes,
I need
Charles?
you to look at me.
Yes? You look beautiful, Charles. Albeit a little different than I remember. I just can't seem to pinpoint. Anyways, lovely.
Millie, you cannot tell anybody about this, Millie. Please, this is just acting. Of course, it's play acting.
Oh, a play! Are you going to
yes.
the circus, Charles? You have to wear shorts to be in the circus, Charles.
Millie,
Yes?
you see nothing wrong?
Well, I mean, albeit I don't know why you're wearing white at night. At 9 p.m. outside of your own estate in your pearls, which are
You
far too
don't
fancy for
see me as
gardening
wrong, Millie.
But why, you look beautiful, Charles. How can I see you as wrong? Oh, Charles. Is it Charles?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Shall I rip up this page of notes I was taking about the ghost, Charles? Charles? You didn't answer my question about that part. Because I can call you Ghost if that's what you would prefer, but it's a bit odd, isn't it?
Her name is Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte, that's a beautiful name. Here, I'm just sprinkle that in the garden. Perhaps it will, well, it'll be good for the flowers. Charlotte is a beautiful name. Right, yes, okay, must be kept secret. Charlotte, I must say, pretty poorly at secrets, but this one for you. I will keep it. Also, you must let me do something about your hair. It looks quite peasantly down like that.
I feel like that's where I want to end that scene. Millie is precious and I love her.
Billy is my straight up new ride or die. Like,
Yeah. Millie is that scene from the end of Some Like It Hot.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And I love Millie too. I love her.
Oh, so much. It's so good.
I'm actually warm, so I'm gonna use this fan for its intended purpose.
Me too.
All right.
I don't know what warm feels like.
How are you doing there, Merkles?
Layers.
Sweating.
Yes.
So, thank you for that scene. And I think I have one little scene for perhaps when Edward goes to find Gregory, unless anyone has anything else. No? All right. So, Edward, when you return at some point to the estate to find Gregory, you are perhaps before you're looking around, you don't find him. He's not on the grounds. And at some point, before you run into Gregory, you run into your father. And he has like a glass, and he is just he's just drinking. He's a day drinker, just an all day drinker. And he sort of goes, "Oh, Edward, we're going to need to hire a new groundskeeper."
Excuse me,
Thought you
why?
should know.
Father, what have you done?
Me, nothing. He turned in his resignation. The boy.
Excuse me, Gregory turned in his resignation.
Yes.
How could you let him do that, Father?
Well,
He's
honestly,
the
it's
best
for the best
groundskeeper
after
we've
that.
ever had.
Well, I don't know about that after that whole kerfuffle with the Ashbys. Probably for the best, you know. Let's hire some new help. I'll leave that to you.
Yes, you wouldn't know anything about kerfuffles, Father. Absolutely nothing about kerfuffles. All right, thank you so much for the information. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.
Well, we have a show to put on, you know.
Yes, I don't care.
God, who raised you? You! And that's the scene.
Just tell me that Gregory's on the heath somewhere.
Oh, Gregory may have done something very foolish.
No.
Let's just put it this way: the four of you have been angling to break something up. So,
Is this about Robert and Juliana? It is, isn't it? That's what this is about, right?
maybe. I just had to find a way to make it even messier.
Oh,
Anyway,
I love it.
It certainly wasn't.
yeah. Any other scenes, or should we go into our reputation phase?
That's all I had to say.
All right, cool. Then let's move on to our reputation. Who thinks they gained or lost reputation tags, or maybe they didn't gain or lose either?
Just for the record, Robert Pembroke has got some nerve. It's not even his estate anymore. Richard, pardon me.
It's his estate.
Whatever. He abandoned it when he ran off with the circus.
It's his estate until I kill him.
That's again with your sense of humor, Edward.
Who can do that?
Find me. I'm brooding and dark. Find me in the night, bro.
Why is all of a sudden, why is Edward a bat?
He's Batman.
He is just a vampire.
I am the knight. So, reputation. Anyone feel a gain or loss? A little bit there.
I would say Florence lost. She's got another negative tag. I'm going to give it to her.
yeah, you think maybe for the whole thing? Actually,
But no, wait, but she's peerage. She's allowed to go abuse the staff.
well, but I would also say you did kind of allow others of lesser rank to talk down to you or treat you as inferior. You did kind
That's
of.
true. I think,
know.
she talked down to me, and also I lashed out in anger, and also I divulged a naughty secret. So I'm just...
Yeah, I think you gain a negative tag. So what do you think your negative tag is?
Oh God, maybe mean-spirited.
I love that for you.
I love it.
Yeah.
She acted kind of mean-spirited, or like maybe like I don't know what other way to say, like she's got like pent-up anger. You know what I mean? That she's like finally expressing. Like she's been reserved
yeah.
for so long that
It's the
finally bubbling
patriarchy.
over.
You know what I mean? Like
Gosh, it's always the patriarchy.
Negative tag.
the patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
My negative tag just says, "Okay, boomer."
Yeah, I think mean-spirited. I'm kind of like, I want like a synonym for it.
No.
Means vitriolic.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a fancy word.
Vicious.
Ooh.
Well,
Fed up.
Cruel.
Cruel.
God, cruel.
ooh.
Had
I
enough.
acted cruelly. I could say we could put cruel. That was cruel of me.
Yes, it was cruel.
That was cruel. All right, cruel works.
I thought it was
Or
gruel.
ruthless.
Yeah,
Ruthless is pretty
ruthless.
good.
Ruthless is good. It's better.
Ruthless or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do ruthless.
All right, I like it. Very nice. Did you gain a positive tag?
No, well, I don't think I did
Okay.
anything worth.
Okay, cool.
I'd
I
scream,
just want to check.
so.
All right. Anyone else? Positive or negative tag?
I think I got both. I will put one
Yeah.
as panicked as a negative tag.
Okay.
Panicked, and then and the positive tag would be accepted.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
I think
like
that-
I guess
I think I'm in stasis.
Reveal or accepting.
Yeah,
like
accept-
finding accepting. Like that's a positive tag.
Yeah. Like you've reached a comfort with yourself. Like you've accepted yourself.
Yeah, or that finding just that one moment that somebody didn't automatically, you know?
Reject you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you reach 3 and 3 actually. So you gain both a positive condition and a negative condition.
I feel like the fractured would be Cuthbert because I
Okay.
kind of just pounced.
Yeah, no, that
On-
definitely makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so Cuthbert, you're refusing to talk to Charles.
Well, I think he betrayed me to Richard
And he
Pembroke.
really did.
I can't talk about that
Yeah.
right now.
And then your option are high society. Your parties are notorious and start attracting very wealthy individuals, or acts of daring. When you urge an intoxicated connection to do something reckless, embarrassing, or unusual, they will either do so or reveal to you the truth of why they won't.
I'd go with high society. I'm throwing the shindig.
All right, throwing some shindigs. All right, some interesting people are gonna come to town. Okay.
I love it.
Ooh, interesting.
All right. Murgles, how do you feel about Edward? Stasis?
I mean,
or?
yeah, I gotta be honest. There's nothing that jumps out to me that he like did or said anything that is either way. So, yeah, I think he's
All
fine.
right. Well, that brings us to the epistolary.
Boy, do I have
We
a
got
letter
some
to write.
letters. We got some letters to write, to send and receive as usual. You can up to 2 letters to send and or receive.
You can also like spend resolve token to get a letter from your investigators.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so may I write a letter?
You may, of course.
I would like to write a letter to Gregory.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I would like to write a letter to Gregory and say, Dear Gregory, I was so sorry to hear of your leaving us. I truly cannot say we have had a better groundskeeper in all the time that I've been there, and I highly doubt we'll find another. I want to clear something up. Should this have been the reason for your leaving, as I became aware that there was perhaps some inaccurate information being spread around, I am merely good colleagues with Cuthbert, good friends. For you should know that I do not have. I respect what you two have had in the past, and I find him to be a nice gentleman, but frankly, it is, not necessarily my type. Additionally, should you not believe me in this capacity, as I know the power that rumors can have in this town, I will tell you that I, in my heart, belong to another. I wish you all the best, and do let me know if you need anything. You are always welcome back at the Pembroke estate. Should you ever feel like returning to your work, we will keep the options open for you. Regards, Edward Pembroke.
Edward's so good. He's so good.
I know. Yeah.
I love him very much so. That kind of leads really nicely into a letter that Florence receives from my dearest friend, Juliana. We haven't heard from her in a little while, but Juliana sends a letter to Florence.
Oh no.
Dearest Florence, I hope this letter finds you well. I know we haven't really spoken much since the picnic that you and I and Charles and Robert had. But I really needed to tell you something, which is that I don't know where Robert is. He has not spoken with me recently. He seems to have disappeared. I did hear that perhaps he met with someone else recently. You might know of him, the groundskeeper from the Pembroke estate. I believe that's who it was. We saw them. I don't know what's going on, but perhaps you can advise me. Your friend, Juliana.
Gay, 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 everybody's gay, everybody's gay.
And stealing my man! Gay and stealing my man! That's all. Whew, love it. I mean, Cuthbert doesn't love it, but he's at no right now. But I love it.
You get a gay, you get a gay, you get a gay. Oh, man.
I think Juliana would like to... I would like to write a letter, not to Juliana, but to... Perhaps is there a way I could find out where... You know what? I will write the detective agency.
All right. Sorry, my
behalf of
Bluetooth headphones
Juliana.
just immediately died, so we're doing the quick
No.
switch. I think we're good.
What is it? Hush.
It was Hoffer and Maple, which I feel like they seem sort of Welsh, Hoffer and Maple.
I feel like they're so small for some reason. Like, why are they the tiniest couple
They're
alive?
also borrowers.
They're like Thumbelina-sized little buckets.
No one knows why.
I also want to be very clear for everyone who's wondering how long I've been holding on to that letter from, the answer is since the scene in which I decided, in which Cuthbert, Bonsai used the said resolve token. I was like,
Yep.
all right, well, how can I make this worse? I don't know, Robert's gay too.
Love it. And then maybe I've just inspired people to forget duty and just do what their heart says. And then why
Just think of dudes.
Yeah. Duty. Just
Oh.
Sorry.
Anyway, yes, Florence.
Dearest Hoffman and Maple?
Hoffer.
enough. Hoffer.
Sure. We'll make it Hoffman. Hoffman sounds good. Hoffer and Maple.
You mispronounce somebody's name so many times they change it.
That's how that works.
Oh, that's right, Lady Ashby. I'll change it to Hoffman. Okay. Hoffman and
Rolls their
Maple.
eyes again.
I am the daughter of I'm just coming in with big guns. I'm the daughter of Viscountess Ashby. And I was wondering if you could do me a quick and well-paid service. I have a dear friend, Juliana, whose fiance has run away with, a groundskeeper.
Oh, we get that all the time.
Of the Pembroke estate. Robert and Gregory have not been seen, and if you could find them and bring them to me so that I may have a way to resolve the issue quietly without Juliana knowing, that would be wonderful. Both of them will receive financial compensation. Thank you for your time, Lady Florence Ashby.
Very nice. All right. I like how you're just like, I'm gonna just bribe him and to not fucking.
I'm pulling a Mr. Darcy. I'm paying them off to
Yes.
make sure my friend's okay.
Yeah, I love it. It's so great. Okay. Anyone else? Letters to write.
I will write a letter. And this is to Millie from Charles. Yes. Dear Millie, I do know that you are very excited to come to the circus, and I will have to say that our previous plans will change, and I want to keep you close by my side. A carriage will come for you at said given time, and we will make fond memories. Charles.
I mean, they're both a mess, but I ship it.
Yeah.
They're all a mess. Everyone in here is just a mess. Okay. Lovely. It's beautiful. Anyone else?
I would like to write a letter. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No, please,
no.
please.
Okay. However, I will not say who it's for.
Ooh. Okay. Is it from Edward?
If
or
that's
is it
all
from
right.
Someone else.
It's from
Yeah.
Edward
Okay.
to someone
you
who
can-
I
you
would
can
rather
write a
not
letter.
name.
It's me, isn't it? It's Cuthbert. Go ahead.
My dearest love, every day that we are apart pains me like another piece of glass stuck deep within my heart. We were not born together, but I will see that we will live and die as one. You are the closest thing to heaven that I will ever know. And if there is ever doubt within your heart, you should know my feelings will have not, and will never change as long as I live. Your dearest, Edward.
So romantic. So romantic. That was
I'll
definitely
reply.
Cuthbert.
No. I have a short little letter to the family barrister, the family solicitor. Dear Solicitor Cumber Woodbridge.
It's
That's
a
his name.
hyphened name. They
Yes.
got married, and it's very, very futuristic of them.
Yes. Dear Solicitor Cumber Woodbridge, I'm inquiring about the. Oh, can I get a resolve token? I have a resolve token that I would like to ask from, and this is where a big old no can happen. Hey, Florence.
Yes.
would you forge a letter for me from Mom
To the solicitor.
to the solicitor,
1,000%.
reinstating
I
me?
think we do this still tipsy on champagne
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
will take your resolve token as I am running low. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And this is a letter from Mom. Theoretically from Mom. You know how it is. Dear Solicitor John Cumber Woodbridge, it is I, Viscountess Victoria Ashby, and I know that I have recently disinherited my son Cuthbert Ashby, but I would like to reinstate his inheritance.
I thought you were going to inquire about our debts, but I was dead wrong.
That too, though. That too. Both.
All right, continue.
This is my wishes and my will. Also, I would like to have you send to my son, as he and my daughter will be taking care of some of my finances, our current books and finance levels. Thank you very much. Victoria Ashby.
I also feel like I need the Viscountess Victoria Ashby to sign off on that being okay to have been sent.
But she's a connection?
She's a
She's
connection.
a connections. Connections still get resolve tokens, though.
I will say, oh no, that's still.
We're gonna cheat to win. Is what Florence and I
Can
cheat to win.
Can I actually spend one of my resolve tokens
Yeah.
to get this letter?
How about, I have an idea. How about you spend a resolve token to receive the
Reply?
documents that are sent back,
Yeah.
because I feel like probably
Yeah.
certain things have to be signed. So like the solicitor gets it, believes the letter, and then sends to you, the Viscountess, the documents to sign the reinstatement of your son.
And I want to get the books.
And he'll get the books. So you know that something happened, something went down. You don't know who or why. I think accompanied with it is from your solicitor, per your request, here are the documents that need to be signed in order to reinstate your son, to inherit as you requested in your most recent letter. I have also sent a copy of the financial ledgers to him so that he may peruse them. And I will make you this offer. So there might be a resolve token. He will redact certain elements of them unless otherwise instructed.
Is this
So
to give to?
Victoria, you spend the resolve token to get the response.
Yep.
Yes.
And then unless one of the children spends a resolve token, he'll redact. But your certain element, as per our agreement, elements have been redacted or were redacted.
Yeah, I will not spend that resolve token. Okay. I want to see, as per our agreement, redactedness, because that's...
So you get the books, but there are things that are missing. So in conclusion, to wrap that up, a forged letter was sent to the solicitor. The solicitor responds by sending to Victoria, the mother, the paperwork to reinherit her son, and also telling her that he received a copy of the finances. He receives a copy of the financial records, but certain
Which I share
elements
with Florence.
have been redacted.
Which I share with Florence.
Everyone happy with that scenario? And the received resolve tokens? All right.
Which means that I'm not then officially reinstated yet because she has to sign off, yes?
She has to sign off.
Yeah.
I can't let you win that easy.
No, it's fine. I just want to cause some drama, right? Yeah. Like, this is but I also want to see what's going on in those books.
Yeah. All right. We're all on the same page.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Any other letters people wanted to send or receive?
Can I spend a resolve token to receive a letter from my investigator?
Yes.
I would like to do that.
Please narrate the letter that you received from Hoffer and Mabel.
Oh, me? Does that mean
what
there's
do
no
you want to-
information in it?
what do you want to be in the letter? You've spent a resolve token, so you get something from this.
I would like the letter to give me the first steps of the investigation into who shot my friend.
Well, we have been investigating, dearest. I think it's all like sly and redacted. It's like to our esteemed client, we have begun our investigations and we have found some alarming news. First, we did note that there was an individual, witnesses reported matching the description of the individual that was under your particular concern, leaving the scene, but based on the angles of our investigation and the particularities of the crime scene, we have concluded that the direction that that individual was running from does not correspond with the direction that your friend would have been shot from. And we have concluded from our investigation that there was a second individual that had arrived upon the scene! And that is as far as we've gotten.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
Mister.
I can't handle it.
I think that's good. Was that sufficient?
That was
Yes.
perfect. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Apparently there are also Sherlock Holmes!
I'm so into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
The grassy knoll. He definitely fell upon the grassy knoll in this direction. Like, there's an entire side story which is just like a Sherlock Holmes adventure, which is Hoffer and Maple like investigating this crime, but we don't see any of it.
But they're using like old-timey
it.
crime investigation, so they're just
Yeah.
like, it smells different here.
Indeed, sulfur.
Grove
Yeah.
westward.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't
right.
wait to meet them. I can't wait to meet the stepmom. I'm so excited for Scarlet. I can't handle it right now.
Yeah. So next time, if we're good with all of our letters for this time around, we go to our upkeep, which realistically is nothing. I
wanna know what's in the books,
Tokens.
you know.
But we will probably have a little cast conversation afterwards to see if we need to make a few additional connections. And that will bring us to our end of our episode. We have 3 more left. We are halfway through at this point, and next week, the circus is in town. And that is going to be quite the adventure. But before that, let's have everybody say who they are, where they can be found when they're not streaming. Thank you, everybody, for being here. As always, you can support Tablestory either directly through Patreon, tablestory.tv/pledge. You can also support by subscribing, and obviously being here and hanging out was a super awesome way to support the stream, so thank you so much. I have been your facilitator, Random Tuesday, and we will move over. Let's go in the opposite order. I guess Luxie, I think? Yeah, we'll start with Luxie.
Hello, I'm Lexi Games. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I also am, besides being Lady Florence Ashby and Millie in this roleplay, I'm also Rosalina Earthcloud in our Witchcraft and Wizardry show on Tuesdays, which is on a hiatus right now, but it's coming back. It's going to come back so good, and I'm very excited. But yeah, I play a lot of games. I'm playing Final Fantasy. It's my first Final Fantasy right now, and then yeah, I'm playing The Forest, which is a horror game, multiplayer tomorrow, and I'm also playing a Minecraft Ultimate, with 300 people. Captain Sparkles is in it. I don't understand what's happening, but for some reason I'm also there. I don't know what's going on. So if you want to join me, those things happen basically every day on twitch.tv/LexiGames. Also, I'm on YouTube, and I'm also on Twitter. Thank you for having me. I can't wait for the circus. Is it next week already?
It's so good. And of course, the esteemed brother of Florence, Trooper.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, Lauren, you got trouble now, because the siblings are on the scene.
They're not fighting anymore, which...
Well, not at the moment.
They had champagne, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we had some champagne. We'll see how it goes. I'm Trooper SJP, and you can find me here at Trooper SJP or on Twitch. No, that's Twitch. Or on Twitter at Academic Foxhole. And I run an RPG on Fridays at 7, French Resistance campaign using Fate. That's what I do. And I'm a variety streamer of video games, but it's mostly just chatting. I am so excited to see how the Ashby siblings wreck things and cause trouble, but also how some of the people who are super sketch also wreck things and cause trouble.
I mean,
and
how drunk is everyone gonna get at the circus? And how foolish can I make everyone appear?
Oh, I mean, do you have to ask? Alcohol is lovely, especially in public events.
Edward has been drunk this whole time, actually, so
Yes.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Is the problem he's gonna get sober? Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. And then he likes his dad. Whoa!
All right. Well, speaking of Murgles, tell us about yourself.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Trooper.
Are you kidding? No, always. It's delicious.
Hi, I'm Murgles. I played Edward Pembroke and Henrietta Walsh for you today. Like Luxie, I'm not also only on this show, but I also play Clementine on our Witchcraft and Wizardry show on Tuesdays, which is on hiatus, but is coming back. You can catch me at Murgles on Twitch, and I'm also on Twitter. I stream during the week art and just chatting and chill and coffee, chill vibe streams. So if you want to hang out with me, I would enjoy that ever so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And Bonsai, bring us home.
Hello, everybody. I am Bonsai Baby. I played for you Victoria the Countess Ashby, and also, of course, the stunning, the beautiful Charles Alexander Griffith V. I am here. You can mostly just see me farting around here on Twitch. I do a lot of woodworking, a little bit of gaming, and cooking on the weekends. But tomorrow, Friday, I'm throwing all of that out of the window.
Oh.
Totally prepared to do a 24-hour charity relay for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. There are fun things and games that we are going to be doing. I am going to be constantly moving for 24 hours. It'll be great for the kids. Come by and watch for funsies, and also just spread the word. Hey, you know, it's for a good cause, for the kids kind of thing. So you can find me there for 24 hours starting at 10 a.m.
And I've been your facilitator, Random Tuesday. You can find me. I stream on Twitch. I'm a creative streamer. I make cosplay on stream. I chat a lot. I drink a lot of coffee. I also have a podcast. If you like RPG shenanigans, I have a podcast called Shattered Sky that you can find anywhere that you find podcasts. There's also characters that are terrible and wonderful, and you will love to hate them in it. And I run RPGs occasionally on my own channel, so you can check me out there. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will see you next week for the circus.